Hey Froggy friends, Kirostyle here, welcome back to Xenoblade Chronicles 3. We're working our way through the post-game and unlocking class ranks 10 to 20 for our different character classes. So, we've already done the classes for our 6 main heroes, we've done all the heroes associated with Noah, Mio, and Uni, so today we're focusing on Taion. So Taion's 3 heroes are Isurd, Alexandria, and Cammuravi, and Cammuravi also comes along with Ethel's Hero Ascension as a little extra bonus. So thank you so much for joining me here on stream, I really appreciate it. Let's get going. So we were here in Colony Lambda, that's why you hear the waterfall going in the background, and we have Isurd with us. Now to do his, we need to do some of the quests in Colony Lambda. So right now we have, I think, 2 of them active. We have Lambda's Problem, and the Lost Offseer. So let's do Lambda's Problem, since it's here. My controller still has a little bit of drift, but it's not as bad as before because I air dusted it. I tried to get a new controller today, but they didn't have any, like, they weren't selling Joy-Cons by themselves at the store. They were selling, like, all the off-brand controllers and some of the first-party controllers, but I wanted Joy-Cons because there's some games I want to play upcoming that actually need Joy-Cons, so I haven't bought new controllers yet. Well, wait, Joy-Cons are surprisingly expensive. They're like 100 Canadian dollars. I thought they'd be a little less, but if you get, like, a regular controller, it's like 40 to 60. You have a minute? Can't you see I'm busy? Come on, keep it brief. We were wondering if we might be able to help fix up the canteen. Oh yeah? That'd be a big help. We're eager to get it back up and running too. Is there a reason you haven't done it yet? It's only been like 40, 50 in-game hours since we last came here. I put in a request, but there's so much going on I haven't got approval yet. You need approval to work? Yeah, we can't just go around building things willy-nilly. Oh great, gotta love a bit of red tape. If we can get you approval, would you be able to start work? If you can manage it, that would be fantastic. Then we'll arrange it. Who's in charge of approvals? The head of the engineering corps and chief of logistics are the people you want. And we'll need some helping hands too. The chief of engineering's pretty forgetful, probably still hasn't filed my request. I bet Whitby's climbing the walls with how long it's all taking. Whitby's chief of logistics. You could talk to the head of the supply corps as well. She's always rushed off her feet. Reckon she could use a hand. That's a lot of people to see. The request's probably been held up somewhere in the pipeline. Sorry for the trouble. Hey, Commander, can't you just wave your hands and approve everything yourself? Hey, what's up? We're looking to gather approvals for SIF, the canteen restoration. Oh, thanks for that. Not being able to use the canteen's piling on the work for the supply corps. We have no food storage, so anything perishable has to go. Having a working canteen again would be like a dream. So we should work on getting those approvals then. Absolutely. I wonder if the request got held up somewhere. In any case, thanks for looking into it. Well, we're the ones who trashed it in the first place. Have you tried asking around the engineering and logistic corps? The canteen request's probably with them. You'll want to pay them a call if you haven't already. What's up with all of you? We came to get your approval for the new canteen. Oh yeah? Don't bring it all to my door. What? I gave it my stamp of approval as soon as it crossed my desk, Sunshine. But it looks like it's got tangled up in the red tape somewhere. We can't go without storage for munitions and food forever. Ah, so that's what happened. No idea why you're the ones chasing this up, but seeing as you are, I'm going to need you to be quick about it. Hey, have you got an unapproved request knocking about? A what now? What request would that be? It's a request from the manufacturing corps to start working on the canteen. Do you remember seeing it? Now you say it, that does ring a bell. We've come to get the approval confirmed. Sure, I don't have any problem with it. I'd love the canteen to be back up and running as soon as possible. But my people are a little preoccupied with something at the moment, so you may have to be patient. What exactly is more important than having a proper canteen? I wish I knew, but that request came in first, and it's all been discussed. Anyway, you've got my approval. I'll send someone over on the double. Thanks, that's great. Have you been to the Chief of Logistics? You should if you haven't. If you get clearance from everyone, go and report back to Sif. Well, apparently everyone's already approved it, but they didn't tell each other or something. You got it done? Fabulous. What happens now? I give it a stamp, and that's it. Done. Stamp's in the commander's office. Would you come with me? Sure.
Sorry, would you mind stopping by the commander's office? We can do the final approval in the commander's office.
Sorry you had to get involved in all this. Now that the requests come through, we can start work on the canteen quickly. You don't make it easy, do you? All these hoops you have to jump through to get stuff done. A fair point, but it's all in the name of betterment. I believe that our greatest asset lies in our desire to strive for more. Now, shall we get back to Sif? No doubt he's waiting on tenterhooks. Let's go. I don't think this quest requires you to have Isurd in the party, so I wonder what happens if he's not standing with you when that dialogue comes up. Or if he just pops up regardless. Great, we'll set to work on the construction first thing. Thanks, you guys. I don't normally need to get this many approvals. Everything's been moving at a Blantz pace. If the system ain't working, kick it. Make a better one. What she said. Can't you guys just invent computers or something? Well, that might be fine for a small group like you, but you can't let everyone do as they want in a colony this big. As long as you set down good rules, you can avoid a lot of trouble. With the approval system, you always know exactly what you should be doing and when. It makes a lot of sense. I can see how sharing info between teams would cut down on problems. Right? We're all working like a well-oiled furnace, and it's giving us real results. Requests and approvals are pretty important. They're part and parcel of Colony Lambda's work ethic. When we've got the work team together and repaired the canteen, you'll have to come back and see, yeah? Totally, we're not missing out on that. That was a relatively quick and painless quest.
So that's the state of affairs.
Just talk to a bunch of people. Okay, let's do the next quest. The Lost Offseer, because this quest is for the city, and this is for Colony 30, okay. Lambda's Offseers seem to have gone to the Fornus region through the tunnels, but no search party has been sent out. In light of this, go look for him instead. Where are we? Is this one? Yeah. Because for Isurd and Alexandria, we have to do a bunch of colony quests for them to have their Ascension quest unlocked. I hope they don't take too long.
Is that?
Juicy broccoli, thank you. What are you doing here? We're on the hunt for Lambda's missing Offseer. Everyone's been quite worried, you know? Ah. But I'm fine. I haven't come across any monsters or hostile colonies. We were looking for a guy named Shijima, I thought. Ah, well, he was making his way towards Iga's wilderness, I think. But why did he go alone? What could he want out there? I think he must have been heading for the castle. He's really close to his homecoming. He'd asked me to send him off. But the castle isn't this way. You have to go counterclockwise around the continent if you want to get there. If you go clockwise, that means you need to scale a giant cliff in Asia and take a boat or an airship or something. Then the flame clock was broken and all that stuff became irrelevant. I think he's just a bit lost. Oh, I see. I put in a request for the survey branch and tactics division to assemble a search party, but I don't know when they'll happen. I've been doing all I can to help, but honestly, maybe it's better to let him do what he wants. Still, the way he's feeling, don't you think it'd be best if you just talk to him? How? He won't even accept my calls. There's only so much one person can do. Then we'll bring him back. I'm sure you have at least something you want to say to him.
So that's the state of affairs.
Okay, so he's probably up here somewhere. Speaking of which, I looked up all which no-pawn traders I'm missing.
Whoa!
If we have time, we'll do them either at the end of this stream or the next stream. And I'll talk about why I think I missed them. It's just 4 of them, at least. What are you doing here? That's our line, surely. You're the one who decides to up and run off out of the blue. I think this is the first time I've seen like a male wearing this outfit. But I mean, I guess if I switch anyone else to Troubadour, you can see them wearing it. You've made Moraine very worried. She's been trying really hard to get a hold of you. Moraine? Right, I should have been clearer. Should have told her to stay at home and leave me be. It's crazy to come out here alone, mate. You know what my goal in life was? Live to my homecoming, have a peaceful death. Yeah, cool biscuits, but that's no excuse to go charging off without saying a word to anyone, you know what I'm saying? Do you think they'd have given me permission to leave if I had? Heading to the castle alone was the only way. I still think you could have discussed it with Moraine first. She's your colleague. She really is worried sick about you. I was thinking that if I die out here, then at least I'd be alone. I suppose it wasn't really fair to Moraine. So come home, there's still time for you to talk this out. Yeah, I know. Okay, enough. I can't go any further alone anyway. I better go apologize to her.
So that's the state of affairs.
Okay, that was easy. You didn't need that much convincing. Noah, over there. Are those Agnes soldiers? This is bad. That's where Moraine is. Let's hurry. Oh. We'll just fight without asking questions then. Okay, the controller drift is definitely better. Once I set it, it usually stays. I just like propped the joystick aside and air dusted the inside a little bit. Phew, I guess we dodged a bullet there. Where'd they come crawling out from anyhow? Scratch that, where's Moraine? Is she hiding? Did she run? It doesn't look like she was attacked. Let's search the area. Am I just supposed to look? Okay. Over here?
Good thing we found this.
Nope. Unless you're outside the circle, like that one time that the enemy was actually outside the circle. When they asked me to kill something.
Looks like a supply drop.
Is she like down here somewhere? Ha. Moraine! Oh! She looks fine. I hid as soon as I saw those soldiers coming. I'm not much for fighting. Glad to hear it. You came back. Yeah, thanks to this lot. If I was alone, who knows what would have become of me. I'm not sure what you're hoping to achieve by going to the castle in the first place. Aiming for the impossible is unlikely to end in the way you hope it will. Huh. I think you should go home and talk about what happens next. Moraine was worried about you, and the least you could do is respect those feelings. I know. Moraine, I'm sorry. It's okay. Let's go home. Everyone knows things are hard for you. Thanks. And thank you too. Oh, I like it when I don't actually have to go back to the colony afterwards.
So that's the state of affairs.
Okay. Now let's go back to Lambda and see if there's anything new. There should be a new quest somewhere around here. If not, then I'll need to do more quests. Unlike Colony 9, it's not like they have a common theme of, like, potatoes. It's just kind of the aftermath of them settling into that cave. Let's... So I know there's people to talk to, but I'm gonna wait until after I'm done all of Isurd's quests, because then I know that there won't be any more. Do we still not know the cause behind the Autolevs going nuts? They said everyone at engineering is looking into it. Yeah, well, I wonder what they'll find out.
Got some useful intel out of that.
We've been mining tons of ether out, it seems. Yeah, with all the energy at our disposal, we've got nothing to worry about. If anything, it feels like we have more of it than we know what to do with. But hey, it's better than the alternative. So Koji came up with some scheme to mine out more ether. Just where would we be without Koji? He's also the one who's been putting pressure on Commander Isurd, right? I forgot, you guys don't have a canteen yet. Wait, did they actually build the canteen? I don't think so. That's just a trader pawn.
I'll draw up the rota for guard duty. Let's consider what we know.
Lambda's Autolevs still don't seem to be functioning. You mean the ones we took down with Isurd after the cave-in? It's weird, we still don't know why they flipped out like that. Not only does the colony's best line of defense go berserk, it shuts down altogether. I don't like it. Shall we go and look into things? Yeah, there's probably something we can help with. Then let's go and see.
This might get complicated.
They say Colony Lambda's been raking in the ether lately. Yeah, some bloke called Koji's meant to be behind it all. He seemed to have pressured the commander personally, which sounds like Koji. They've always had some ether though, or I thought, I mined it, or they mined it, didn't they? They're saying that there's huge amounts of it now. It takes some skill to produce such results in that length of time. Accomplishing something like that in Colony Lambda, that's no small feat. There are so many colonies that never have enough ether, and here's Colony Lambda sitting on a hoard of it. They're saying they have too much even. Can't they share some with other colonies? Yeah, what's stopping them? How about we ask them ourselves? I'm curious too, let's find out. Surplus supply. So for Isurd, you definitely need a quest called New Developments, so I think I need to do both of these two to get it. Still don't know where to get the other 4 pieces of info for this one, but I don't really care about the super bosses.
Let's bounce.
Wait, which one did I set? Talk with the specified characters, okay. Let's do this one first then. So, are the Autolevs still out of action? I'm afraid so. Captain Roche wanted them up and running again, though. We've just been working on it with engineering. Drawing on his clout, eh? Roche may be a captain, but he's got a real careless streak. Other units are always on his back. Anyway, some of the adjustments have just been finished. Oh, so they worked. Work is maybe a strong word. We've taken ourselves off the list of targets, so they shouldn't behave like they did before, in theory. Better put that theory into practice then. I don't fancy another tango with those buckets of bolts. Oh, then you should come with me. You sure about that? I just want to do a little behavioral test. You can help out. Sure, if it's just a small task. Okay, stupid question. What's it gonna do to us if it doesn't behave like you want it to? That's a very good question, actually, and I'd be happy to answer it in detail in the Urain tunnels.
So
Oh.
that's the state of affairs.
There she goes. Hey, there you are. Yeah, just saying, if you lose control of that thing here, we'll be mincemeat. Oh, you won't need to worry about that. I can stop it immediately if it shows any sign of going rogue. Bet you anything it's gonna go wrong again. Don't like this. It'll be fine. Probably. Queen's crackers, lady. Don't move it without telling us. Well, look on the bright side. Show no hostility toward us. Oh, that wasn't a test. I mean, come on. What good is this thing if it's not going to fight potential threats for us? I don't exactly see many enemies around here, though. I'm sure there are some soldiers bumbling around here somewhere. It's been a lot of them wandering right in lately. And your autolev can track them down? It's not out of the question, but we haven't tested it. So I'm gonna need you to bring the enemies to us. You want us to lure them? That's right, I'm testing its behavior, and in battle you'll be fighting alongside the autolev, see? You make it sound so easy. Okay, we'll see what we can do. I did say we'd help if we could. Thanks. What, so suddenly now you guys aren't objecting to fighting and killing other soldiers? I thought you always tried to spare everyone, Noah. Yet here you are telling us to go round them all up and bring them here and get them.
Look at that.
Hey, enemies at over there o'clock. Kivesi soldiers, eh? And how are we gonna bring them with us exactly? How about we send one person out as bait to lure them in? If we all go, they'll just scatter. Can't think of any better ideas. Okay, let's get it over with. Thanks for volunteering. What, me? They're Kivesi, innit? It won't do any good if I toddle my Kivesi bum over there. Well, I suppose not, no. But we need someone who's quick and on the ball, yeah? I thought she volunteered Lance for a second, because she said that immediately after Lance talked. Okay, fine, I'll do it. How can people tell from a distance whether you're Kivesi or Agnes? Like, is it just clothing? Because I know, like, even though we changed into normal clothes, we still have a few, like, Kivesi blue circles on us, or, like, Mio still has her Agnes shoes, but honestly... Hey you, what are you up to? Someone from Colony Lambda? Whatever, we'll make you talk once we take you in. She ran off over there, get her! Got it in one. Nice work. That was nerve-wracking. Let's get back to the autolev. It'd be funny if she, like, went up to them and started flirting with them or something. Your Kivesi soldiers are on their way. Wow, you really did it. What, you thought we'd snuff up? Who cares? Get the autolev warmed up. They're coming. On it. I'm too busy trying to pick up the items in the middle of the battle. That went well. Yeah, the numbers look pretty good too. I was worried about how it would react, but it all turned out fine. Oh, you were worried, were you? I have to say though, it's looking more or less battle ready at this point. Yep, thanks for your help. Time to discuss deployment with Tulgrim. I've got a little thank you for you too, so pop by later. Does she ever stand still? I keep clicking this map here, but it's actually here. Hey, you made it. Is everything still okay? Yep, we're hunky-dory. The team's just finished all the fine-tuning and we're in talks with the survey branch. We'll probably be able to properly relaunch it soon, so thanks for helping us get to this point. We hardly did anything, really. No need to thank us. In that case, would you be willing to help us out again if any of these tin cans go wrong in the future? Hey now, don't push your luck. I'm joking, we know how to handle ourselves. But I really am grateful to you. I don't think we could have done this without you. Yeah, just try not to break it. Tell Captain Careless he owes us one. Captain Roche smoothed things over between the teams. He's pretty reliable in battle too. Lots of experience. I'll pass it on, thanks.
So that's the state of affairs.
Okay, let's do the other one. Oh, there's Marine and Shijima. Hey, what can I do for you? We heard you're doing well for Ether at the moment. Do you have any ideas how you're going to use it? Ah, you want to know? Yeah, we're sitting on more Ether than we can collect. The work's been going better than we could ever have imagined since we perfected the Ether probe. Ah, that must have greatly improved the efficiency of your mining operations. Me and Varen are the minds behind it. We wanted a more effective way to find Ether channels. Not bad. It's done wonders for our Ether stocks, but yeah, lately it's a bit excessive. What a problem to have, right? Oh no, we have too much Ether, how awful. If you got too much, why not use it? Okay, let's think about this. Any good ideas? Share it freely, donate it, give it to whoever wants it the most. Let's give it to the ones in need. Not sure we could just give it away for free. I made a similar suggestion, but the sergeant shot it right down. She's not cruel, but she's very by the book, shall we say. Okay, let's think about this. Any good ideas? Oh. Share it freely, give it to whoever wants it most. Well, you don't want to just give it away. What about for a price? Unless we got some kind of compensation, we never get Tulgrim on board. Not to mention captains like Sif. If we can hammer out more concrete criteria and narrow down the possible recipient colonies, then maybe. We really can't just be sitting on this Ether surplus, like you said. It's a difficult problem, certainly. How about narrowing it down to a nearby colony? Oh. 30 is Valdi. Tau is Juniper. 4 is... Can't remember who's 4. Oh no, of course, 4 is Ethel's, right. I was trying to think of ones nearby and I'm like, is that too far? Let's share it with Valdi. Yeah, they need it for their Levnesses, right? Oh, they could probably pay us back for Ether and Levness tech. Mate, you're never going to shift that Ether at this rate. You need solid justifications if you want to get approval and convince the top brass to back you up. If it's not a colony like 30 which could pay us back in kind, we're just not going to get the okay. What another faff. I agree. Ideally, I'd like to be able to distribute it more widely. But that's not really my job, and without any other bright ideas, I think we'll have to settle for this one. Yeah, I'm the same way. If you can get your Ether's worth, they'll agree to the plan, yes? What are you thinking? Distribute it freely, sell it directly, sell it through Nopon. I mean, he doesn't want it for free. Maybe easier through Nopon. There's only one way to ensure that you get a fair price and avoid incurring extra work on your side. And that is? The Nopon who travel with the caravans. You sell through them. There's always demand for Ether. Trading in it should net plenty of profit. And you have the added benefit of utilizing the Nopon trade routes. Colonies suffering from Ether shortages are sure to be somewhere on their itinerary. Oh yeah. Talk to the Nopon. I'm sure they'll be happy to buy from you. They won't have any trouble selling it. That's a great idea. We should do that. This way Lambda gets to sell its Ether and Ether-starved colonies get to buy it from Nopon. But you're going to need to get some kind of approval for it, aren't you? Yeah, I'll put the request in. What, just like that? It's better to get the ball rolling straight away. First we have to open talks with the Nopon, the merchants preferably. We could take care of that if you want. Would you? Of course, no trouble. There's a Nopon trader near the entrance of the colony. Thanks for this.
So that's the state of affairs.
So I was thinking about this too. Like at the end of the game, everyone gets pulled apart into their two separate worlds, right? based on where they're from. And like all the Kevesi things are from Bionis, and all the Agnes things are from Alrest. Right down to even things like paper and leaves, because Taion gives Uni paper and leaves that he says were from Keves. But Keves and Agnes, again, are not directly... They're not countries based on location. Like, their colonies are scattered all over the place. So how can you directly tell whether something's Kevesi or Agnes? Or rather, Alrest or Bionis? Short of maybe asking Nia and Melia. Because, like, it's hard to tell. Nopons especially would be difficult because both worlds have Nopons. Like, Riku happened to align himself with Keves, and Manana happened to align herself with Agnes. But there's a lot of Nopon that are just wandering around. Like, where do they get spirited off to? How do they know which one they get sent to? Do they just get, like, invisible hand dragged there? Like, what if Manana... What if she was actually from, like, Bionis, and it was just over time, through a number of cycles, she ended up on Agnes? Like, what's regulating this? There's so much that is unaccounted for. Hey, Euro, welcome to the stream. Thank you so much for coming. Oh, I already have another marker for a quest over here. Does that mean I don't actually have to do this one? How did that one pop up, though? It wasn't there when I finished talking to Kitty. What's going on? Why everyone all together? There's something we'd like you to consider purchasing. Meh, and what that? Colony Lambda's surplus ether. Specifically, we'd like you to buy the ether Colony Lambda can't use and sell it to other colonies. Intriguing. Ether supply of Colony Lambda very ample. But a decision of Zoka, so you asked to Zoka. Zoka selling accounts in area at moment. Zoka will be on Ruins of Cebu and Urayan Trail. She decide whether purchases go-go or no-go. Okay, we'll ask. Oh, I think Zoka's one of the Nopons I need to talk to, actually. Yeah, okay, perfect. Let's see what this one's about. Maybe this is the quest we actually need. If we're going to head off down the Urayan Trail, we need to secure a route first. The trail's pretty exposed. I'd rather not court danger unduly. Be as careful as you need. We just need to get those supplies back. You need to let it go. It can't be worth the risk. What's up, guys? Trouble in paradise? Oh, hello. No, it's nothing major. We'd made preparations to take the Urayan Trail for a prospective attack on Colony 5. None of that's relevant now, but the supplies we sent up there just got left. The three of us have been talking about whether we should try and get them back. Recovering supplies doesn't seem that hard a task. It's not really the problem. There's a big enemy presence in the area. They've probably already caught wind of our stashes. There's a chance they might try to set up an ambush or booby trap them or something. And we can't use an autolev, them being purely defensive, so we're trying to figure out a way to do it by ourselves. Situation being how it is, I personally think it'd be wiser just to abandon the idea, but Tulgum and Hozumi think it's vital, so... Yeah, I see. It's not easy to recover supplies without a Levness. Exactly. I don't suppose you lot would be willing to lend us a hand. Sure, whatever. Oh well, if you'd be willing to help, then that changes it completely. We could split up and advance in parallel. Much safer that way. If we cover the mountainous parts, would you be able to secure the area with the supplies? If other colonies have got their eyes on this, seems like the scrap's pretty much the order of the day. Yeah, battle's pretty likely. All we need is for things to be calm enough for us to go in, get the stuff, and get out. Understood. We'll go and have a look. Securing supplies. Okay, this is also not the quest I need, so I guess we're just gonna keep doing quests for Lambda.
Have some new names registered.
But it sounds like they're all taking us to the same place. Why don't I have a quest marker for the one I just got? It told me to go to the Urayan tunnels, right? Is there like a lower level of the tunnels that I haven't been to and that's not on the map? Okay, let's go here first. So, all the Nopon that I have not taken rocks from, I think the reason why is because I camped here for the story, and then when I woke up, either the Nopon wasn't there, or like I woke up because it was a cutscene and I immediately left and didn't talk to the Nopon. I could have sworn that I talked to this trader pawn at least.
Let's see what you have.
Apparently I haven't. Maybe they just weren't here the first time I came around. That has to be it. Welcome, welcome. Is something you want? No, we'd like to discuss a possible business deal with you. Zoka much happy to talk business deal, so what friends bring for Zoka to sell? The deal concerns Colony Lambda's ether. Zoka see now. We'd like you to take it as far as possible to as many other colonies as possible. That okay with friends? Sell price may be higher, friends keep ether themselves. A lot of colonies are in need, so we'd like to entrust it to your best caravan. Ah, Zoka got just now. It's true that Zoka network of associates spread to many colony. It's not much work if friends only want to sell ether. Much appreciated. Now to the specifics. Zoka leave details and price naming to Specky friend. Are you sure that's fair? Zoka happy to buy at asking price of friends. Zoka love nothing more in world than to sell ether. If you're okay with that, we'd be very grateful. It's most funnest thing for Zoka to sell ether in many place. We're in your debt. Koji will be able to discuss the finer details of the deal with you. Okay, Zoka go later then. We'll go and report back then.
We have some new names registered.
Well, that's convenient. Welcome, welcome. Is something you want? Actually, we're here because Shill. Ah, understood. Here is yellow stone for you. Are you really going to give that without the whole spiel? Zoka is very brilliant, Nopon. Has power of deduction of observation stronger than even Shurolo, so decision come easy. Although Shurolo is also moderately brilliant, approximately 3 to 4 places behind Zoka, of course. That enough chit-chat for now. Please come to Zoka for favor again. Oh, such lovely view from here. Also, many Agnes and Kevis troops come here because stocking of resources is not possible from inside of tunnels. Profit of Zoka pile up in ginormous heap. Oh, what clever pawn is Zoka.
So that's the state of affairs.
So, like, I'm thinking maybe it's just an assumption that everything that is Alrest must come from the south side of the map, because that's where Urayan Giant is, and everything on the north side is Bionis, because that's where the sword is. But it doesn't make sense too, because then Agnes Castle's in the north and then Kevis Castle's in the south. Also, this map is deceptive. It makes it look like Sword March and Kevis Castle are really close to each other, which they kind of are. But then, if you look at this map, the affinity chart map, the city's here, Kevis Castle's here, Agnes Castle's here, so it's the same map, but like this one's flat. But this one's like at a perspective, but it's not a harsh perspective, it's not a big perspective, so it's still deceptive, I think. Anyways, I just wanted to mention that. Hey Lord Demper, welcome to the stream. Before we go talk to Koji, I want to see if we could do this quest here so we don't have to move places again. I don't know where they want me to go for this one. Oh, they want me to go up. Oh, into Fornus. They want me to go like from the very beginning. Okay, then never mind. We're gonna do this one first. Actually, we'll start here. Did you manage to talk to them? It looks like Zoka's all for it. Great news, thanks. I'm always amazed at how quickly the Nobon caravans can make decisions. Considering I had to trudge all the way to speak with their boss, it wasn't that quick, really. No, that's still faster than anything gets done in Colony Lambda. We're not at war anymore, we need to take care of our allies from now on. We can't keep doing things this way. Yeah, I don't know. Lambda has to change, and that time is rapidly approaching. Living like this, tangled up in rules and bureaucracy, it's just not sustainable. One thing at a time, Koji. Yeah, sorry. Thanks anyway. I'll get the ether sword out as fast as I can.
So that's the state of affairs.
Just gonna see if there's any new info here before we leave. Oh, there's the canteen now. That wasn't there earlier. Like, is it just did it just want me to leave the area and come back for it, or was it because we got to rank 3 affinity for Colony Lambda? Like what determines what's happening everywhere? Okay, that means a new dish
Get some rest.
for Manana, right?
Just wonderful.
So weird to see
I'm feeling
Nopon eat
energized already.
with her ears. Squishy, fishy grill wrap.
The world still has its delights.
Now then, ready to resume our travels?
Wait, they want us to go here? Oh, okay. Cool. I wanted to explore this area anyways. So remember when we... Actually, I'll show you here. We went here. So this is the colony... I think this is 5, the one that was gold. That was in Uni's side quest. So here's the Clifftop Feronis, and then we went here, and then we found out that there is an area of Fornis we haven't visited, which is out here. I guess this is time for us to go check it out. I doubt it actually connects to the rest of Fornis in a way that, like, I don't think it connects, because otherwise, if you're going through the story and you're walking this way, there's no way you'd be able to walk off the track and go to Pentelis before you get to, or you go to this side of Pentelis before you get to this side of Pentelis. I think there must be something to keep that from happening.
We've never been here before. Good thing we found this.
So much. It looks like we found what we've been looking for. Yes, let Colony Lambda take care of the rest. Looky what we caught, little soldiers hoping to make off with the supplies. Oh great, an ambush. Must be from Colony Lambda. Well, there's only one cure for these fools. So sad, we're taking you down right here and the supplies are coming with us. How'd you guys get birds? Hold it, we got monsters. Should we retreat? I don't know. Ask the guys who have us surrounded. Let's save the arguments for when we've taken care of these monsters. Oh yeah, you want to play allies and stab us in the back? Don't think so. We'll take you out all together. The birds here, yeah. What a bunch of chumps. Everyone okay? We saw you fighting and tried to mobilize as soon as we could, but... Not necessary, mate. Yeah, you're pretty tough customers. We kept the supplies intact, but it's only a matter of time before someone else comes for them. Yeah, we'll get them shifted. Thanks a lot. This place really is crawling with trouble, though. We'll have to reassess the deployment. Can we help out with that? No, you're okay. I'll discuss it with the bods in charge. That sounds like a plan. Right, I'll be off. Thanks again. I'm sure Colony Lambda has everything well in hand. Indeed, we shouldn't interfere in their affairs too much. Okay then, time for us to be off ourselves. Was that the end already? Okay, let's explore this area while we're here.
Digging up ore.
Might as well claim this.
There's a Fate there. There's some Agnian soldiers. Ooh, it's a rare item. There must be a bunch of hidden locations here. It kind of looks like Gormott here. Like over here. That definitely looks like an area of Gormott. Oh, there's a canister up there. I won't get everything in this area today. I just want to see what this has to offer.
Is that?
There's a husk around here.
We've never been here before.
Valley of Anguish.
Such is the officer's duty.
Oh, you guys are only level 46. We're fine. I see another husk up there. This area looks kind of dangerous, though. Like, it looks like there's going to be tough enemies around here. How close do you think I'll get to 100% in this game? Probably not that close. Because considering there's probably a lot to do, like getting level 20 in every single class, for example. Doing every single side quest in the game. I'm aiming to do all the, like, the interesting side quests. All the ones that actually have, like, relevant story to our characters. That's why I'm doing the hero quests. And then we'll decide. How far does this go? Oh, jeezums. There's a lot. I want to see where this goes, though.
We've a fair amount of topographic data.
Unfortunately, there's no teleport point. I'm gonna fall.
We don't know what lurks in
Oh no.
here. Be careful.
Oh yeah, we survived. We survived. We survived. Now, let me get up here.
Might as well claim this.
It stretches on so much further than I thought. Oh wait, is this? Oh, this must be the lower part of Fornis. Yeah, this connects somewhere here. Got it. Because look, there's a ladder, so which means that you can't go over the opposite way. You can't go from there to here.
Oh,
Gotcha.
That's a rare one.
I'd better send them off.
Don't mind us, big gorilla man. Just sending off your victims.
I wonder what's around here. I think this is how it goes. Will it move now?
So, like, where's this?
Oh, that's a rare one.
We can't just leave this be.
Hey, who's playing? Neither of you two have your flutes out. Who's playing?
This is something decent, right?
Where's this? I don't want to jump down yet. Wait, what? There's a cave.
That Turkin just fell over.
Haha, this dumb Turkin just fell over. Thanks for your items, idiot. Where is this? There's no quick travel points here. Why is it just a giant cave? Where does this go to? I must know. There's a bunch of stuff over here.
Hey, check it out!
Might as well.
Oh,
claim
I know where we are. This is near Valdi's colony. This is where we went collecting items for him. Valdi has like a stash here. Yeah, okay. Like down here, that's where we... Somewhere, I can't see it from up here. We came here with Valdi to pick up items from his secret, like, stash. Oh, there's a climby thing here. There's so much to explore, oh my gosh. Okay, we'll explore up here, and then we'll explore the cave.
Now to ascend.
I want to at least map, like, all the quick travel points. That's my goal.
This was a nice find. Might as well claim this.
I got a limber lady. It must be a plant or something. It's a nice view.
This is something decent,
Well,
right?
this just made my day.
Ooh. Forerunner's Tunnel. There's literally nothing up here except for the fact that it's a secret location. Wait. Is that an actual location I'm looking at? On the other side of that ravine? This must be. Oh no, I might be looking at the cliffs surrounding Colony 30. The reason why I was expressing curiosity about that is because in the distance I see something. It looks like either a box or the entrance to a cave or like a supply. It might be one of those ladder things. But it looks like there's nothing else over there. Or is that just part of the rock formation? Actually, that's just a shadow from the rock, I think. It's like perfectly square. It's like right above Taion's head there. I thought that maybe it was something. Oh, there's a chest there underneath that cliff. I see that. Oh, bye, Senna. Oh, you saved yourself. Now you're climbing up.
Now to ascend.
Oh, there's a body down there. But again, I don't want to jump just yet. Where's this cave going to?
I wonder what's around here.
Harato Cave.
That Turkin just fell over.
I love how they're just laughing at these Turkins just falling over.
Looks like a pretty rare specimen.
Where are we?
Good thing we found this.
Ooh, I see a chest. This connects somewhere. Oh, thanks, Turkins. So this connects to... where? Oh, this is like the other side of the lake. The only Turkins do that? Actually, like, random enemies will do that on the map. Like, not necessarily fall over, but they'll just drop items, and one of the party members will usually, like, make a note of it. Like, I think sometimes it's like the characters remark that they're coughing something up, but I think Turkins are the only ones where they just kind of laugh at them for falling over. Is this Turkin falling over again?
Quite a rare sight.
Oh, there's a big orange urchin thing.
So much to see, huh?
The Lace Subterrane. Huh. That's cool.
Might as well claim this.
Okay, I still want to figure out where this path goes. It has to connect to the old Kana battlefield, but how? It's really neat how all the regions in this world are connected. It really feels like one big world. Unlike... Like, Xenoblade 2 didn't have that because they were separated by different titans. And then... Xenoblade 1 sort of had that, but it was really linear, because you just travel up from the Bionis leg, up to its arm, across to the Mechonis, and then up it. So it was more linear. Tilpa Scree.
Good thing we found this. May you sleep peacefully.
Chest over there. I don't feel like going over there. We'll probably fight all those Agnians. Oh, they're too busy fighting those Kevesi. There's a husk there. Another one there. Where does this go? I mean, I know it connects to the old Kana battlefield. Wait, it just directly connects to somewhere we've already been before. Is that a supply drop? No, that's a camp. I've been to this camp before. Oh, this is one of the Nopons we need, coincidentally. Meh, me used up every last ether cylinder. His own fault for not keeping eye out. If see ether channel somewhere, it's best to collect while collecting is good.
It's all making sense.
Totutu. Meh, what business do humans have? We're helping to make a register. We were also told to collect some stones. Oh, that old thing. Then Totutu have this for you. Any color's fine, so have this one. Blue, nice, cheers. Red said it polite to say thank you at time like this, so thank you. Red taught Totutu much. Good teacher. Totutu always remember words of Red. Well, see you soon.
We have some new names registered.
Urain tunnels, not only way to reach Pentelis region. Big road here connect to Urain Trail, which also lead there. Would advise much caution though, that way momentarily hotbed of Agnes and Kevis scuffling.
Let's see what you have.
Oh, you sell ether cylinders. Oh, please visit next time.
That's the state of affairs.
He didn't chide us for window shopping like the other Nopons usually do. Okay, so this directly connects to the Pentelis region, but it's blocked by a bunch of level 40 enemies, which is probably why you wouldn't be able to go there normally. Like, I wonder how far you can get if you just like plow your way through this entire world and like skip a whole bunch of the story quests and end up in places that you shouldn't be in earlier than you should. Like, of course you're gonna reach a blocking point eventually, but I'm just kind of curious how far you can get just like exploring. Okay, so I'm gonna cross Totutu and Zoka off our list. So we only have 2 more Nopons we're missing now. And I know where they are, so we'll see if we get there naturally, and if not, I'll make some time later. Oh, you have to go for a raid? Thank you so much for coming by the stream. Hope you have a fun time. See you later. Yeah, whoever wrote the Nopon language must have had fun. Sounds fun. It's like writing all the beast tribes in Final Fantasy XIV. Oh, there's info here. The autolevs are key to Lambda's defense. Make sure they're ready to deploy at a moment's notice. I know. Sparks, chill out a bit.
Interesting news.
Any more info? I really hope this is the right quest, but if not, man, there's so much to do for Lambda. I mean, these aren't even hard quests, but it's just time-consuming. Oh, here. Hey, by the by, do you know anything about what Varen's working on? I don't, but I hope it's something to stand in for the autolevs, though. For sure, our defenses could definitely use some shoring up. I don't see any more info points. Here, let's relax in the canteen instead of the camp, since we went through the trouble of making it.
Everyone, get some rest.
Oh good, these ones aren't even quests.
I just wanted to confirm.
Those ether cylinders are pretty handy, huh? We use them in Feronis hulks and for crafting gems as well. They're a great replacement when you no longer have a flame clock. Then it'd be a no-brainer to carry a couple of them around, no? It's not that simple. First of all, you have to find an ether channel before you can store the ether. That is true, and you don't exactly trip over those every day. Then you should use the ether channel Discoverer. Is that a real thing? Should be, if Riku not mistaken, would make finding easy sneezy. That would solve all our ether troubles. Indeed, all I have to do is load 5 ether cylinders into Discover and locate ether channel. Whoa, that does sound simple. Wait, 5 cylinders? Find ether channel with few cylinders worth of ether. Machine require 5 cylinders. That doesn't compute at all. Exactly why nobody use. Man, you got my hopes up. It seems there'll be no shortcuts in this endeavor. Hey, but you can load it up with 5, and if you find an ether channel and you find a big one, it can give you more than 5 back, right? Some of the ones I find give you like a bunch. And is that only one-time use? Like you use 5 for a one-time locator? Seems not.
I just wanted to confirm.
Say, those autolev Magirs are pretty nifty, eh? Colony Lambda was once defeated by Colony 13, owing to their special tactics. Commander Isurd must have deterred from fighting head-on and requested them from the castle. The autonomous Levnesses, you mean? Yes, historically the colony has performed admirably. That must have contributed to the request being granted. The commander then used the Levnesses and prevailed over Colony 13, and they remained garrisoned at Lambda. If they work without needing a dedicated pilot, that in itself is already a big help. And now, for some reason, they're all down in the tunnels. They do have the advantage of safely operating in places which would otherwise be dangerous for humans. Well then, massive kudos to whoever came up with the idea. Indeed, I'm sure Commander Isurd figured out this particular usage scenario very quickly. Yeah, well, I gotta say I'd prefer not to have to fight him again. As far as I'm concerned, I'd be much happier if those mutters just stuck to mining rocks. I don't think we've met 13, right? I mean, judging from the conversation, it sounds like Isurd defeated them, so they're no longer around. 13's a pretty neat number. I thought I'd be surprised if they didn't have one in the game.
Let's consider what we know.
Seems like a bloke named Varen's working on some kind of prototype. Yeah, and everyone's hoping it'll help boost Lambda's defense. I wonder what it could be. Surely not a new type of autolev. Why don't we just nip along and have a gander? We've got to have some stake in this, right? Yeah, I'd say so. Lambda's defense concerns us too. Yes, okay, this is the quest I need.
Right then, should we get a move?
Like, Colony 5. Yeah, so Colony 5 was the one that was wiped out. 11. Yeah, there's no 13 that we've met. I don't know what this one is. Oh, right, this is the colony that attacked the Lost Colony. Right, this is the dumb console. Okay, that's... Why does this even have a location here? Have you come to have a nose around at this as well? What are you talking about? So you didn't come to look at the sensor I've developed? What does it do exactly? It reacts to enemy signatures. This little thing's indispensable for putting on a nice show of defensive power without having to rely on autolevs. It enables you to spot enemies without expending manpower. Very clever. I really want to get them installed all over the place. I don't suppose you'd be up for helping. Us? Are you sure we could touch them and it won't think we're enemies? No need to worry on that front. It can tell the difference. So, it's a bit like Kitty's autolev, yeah? Yeah, go on then, we'll help you out. Great. So the first installation needs doing on the old cliffside way, shall we? So that's like... Oh, not this cliffside. There aren't actually many roads between Colony Lambda and Maktha Wildwood, which means that if we don't get people out here in the event of an attack, we're in trouble. Yes, you need to fortify this point. If anything were to come through here, you'd have a problem. Right, so let's install one of the sensors around here. Well, it's pretty noticeable. Someone's going to trash it. No sign of any enemies right now. Let's move on to the next. Next port of call is the Urain Tunnels. I wonder if it's going to sit there beeping. I mean, I guess you can try to camouflage it or something. Or if someone's in a hurry or if it's dark, I guess they won't notice. Like, these quests aren't very character-driven for Lambda. Like, most of the other quests for colonies, where we had to unlock Hero Ascension Quests, you got to know at least a couple of the colony members, but here it's just you talk to them once and they're kind of forgettable. For Lambda, at least. I wonder if they probably had, like, different teams writing stories for different quest lines in this game, too. This looks like another place enemy soldiers would like. Installing it right inside the tunnels might not be the best idea. Agreed, it would be more beneficial here where Lambda could reach it at a moment's notice. Around here, yeah. And that's all in place. Is there anywhere else you want to put one? Let me see. Hold up, isn't there a waterway around here? There is, but why? It's just that we came out from over there, so what's to stop your enemies from doing the same? Yeah, good point. Let's go and put one over there too then. Alright. Here? Okay. Oh, right here. Here? Yeah, here should be okay. If they come via the waterways, it's better to focus on the shoals rather than where the water's deep. In which case, this looks like a suitable place. There are autolevs nearby too. Yes, this seems like a no-brainer. And lo, our tactician has spoken. What? Surely this is blindingly obvious. Then it's decided. Here it shall go. Oh, it's waterproof, I guess. And that's all of them. Now you just need to keep an eye on them regularly. Right, Colony Lambda has invested so much in its defense that... Huh? Got a message coming in. Uh-huh, yeah, I hear you. And that's on the old cliffside way. What's happened? Just a little wrinkle. They want me up at the old cliffside way. Is that is the sensor okay? Not sure, that's what I'm hoping to find out. We'll go with you, we've already come this far. I'm glad to hear it. Just go around in circles then. Thank goodness for quick travel. Right here. Oh, you have something to say, Loloka? Scenery of Ionia is very messed up now, all broken and ripped sunderways. Friends, please to make reciprocal mincemeat a big thing in Great Sea. Give extra heavy payback. You got it. Oh, hi. Sarge? Did you install this? Yeah. I'm sure you're aware, but Sergeant Tanya heads an assault troop. They're the best of the best. You cannot put these things up without the requisite approval from the top. I'm sorry about this, but you're gonna have to take them all down. Oh, what? Commander Isurd's literally with us. You engineers are always disrupting the system because you just go on ahead and do what you please without ever asking. You don't get to have special treatment, you hear? All requests must be made through proper channels. Well, perhaps. What, you're just gonna back down? You're gonna let her talk to you like that? She's a stickler for the rules, and she doesn't get on with engineering because we work outside those rules. She won't listen to me no matter what I say. But someday, Lambda might be glad to have these sensors. Oh, they're useful, I fully agree, and that's exactly why you need to get the proper approvals. Oh, come on, Tanya, let's be a little bit more pragmatic. Stop being so dogmatic. Hey, now hold on a minute, Tanya. Captain, is there something I can do for you? Captain Roche supervises the troops. Sergeant Tanya reports into him. A request just came in from the engineers. You weren't around, so I approved it in your place. If that's your decision, then of course I shan't be the one to gainsay. I'm just trying to make your life easier. Your love of the job is admirable, but being too rigid is a problem of its own. Captain, you're too soft. If you can't keep the soldiers disciplined, then... My word is final. Anyway, everyone's ticked the right boxes and got the right stamp, so we can all go home. Thanks for that, Captain. Captain, I'm not done yet. I asked you stay behind. Ugh, I think you're taking this a touch too seriously.
So that's the state of affairs.
So it sounds like the theme here for Colony Lambda is just that everyone has like this bureaucratic process and it kind of messes everything up because it makes things take forever to do. Isurd hasn't been involved in any of these quests other than just approving the canteen. I wonder what he's going to say about it. Oh, you're literally right on top of us. Okay, here. Sorry about that, didn't mean to get you caught up in it as well. If the captain hadn't come along at just the moment, the whole project would have been torn down. And you would have made us go back to all 3 points and pick up the sensors, huh? That's what happens when you don't get your forms in on time. Even things that the colony needs have to go through the proper channels, eh? Colony Lambda's ability to enforce order through its regulations has always been one of its strong points. Yet somewhere along the way it became bogged down in needless protocols. I mean, I get why they'd have this approval system. It makes it easy to know who's responsible for what. That sort of leadership can even stand against silver colonies in wartime. But now that they've been released from any need to fight, those regulations become shackles, confusing everyone. Colony Lambda's standing at the crossroads right now. Should they change or not? Oh, I see it already. There's a quest up here.
Looking at Colony Lambda now, wouldn't you agree that it's recovered some of its spirit?
Definitely. The atmosphere feels different to how things were, even a little while ago.
Perhaps the change isn't a vast one, but something is indeed different. If we hadn't met you, perhaps this change wouldn't have taken place. We'd have retreated into our shells.
All we did was give things a little push. I'm sure you'd have managed this by yourself, is it?
You're most kind. Either way, that doesn't change the heap of problems I'm facing. They need fixing, but I can only manage a few at a time.
It's not good if you push yourself too hard, Commander. Getting some rest is important too.
Rest? Not sure how I'd go about getting some rest. The way things are here, I always end up busy, almost without intending to.
I suppose as long as you're at your home colony, things just turn out that way, huh?
And you know, we ain't exactly experts in the art of taking a load off.
That reminds me.
Do you have an idea, Taion?
Well, this could turn out to be nothing, but earlier I heard a Nopon merchant talking about something called a natural spa.
A spa?
Spa episode?
Supposedly it's in a remote place, not easily reachable by people.
What's remoteness got to do with getting poor Isurd here to relax?
The Nopon also said it contained lots of nutrients, stimulated metabolism, promoted blood circulation.
So you're saying if we get our hands on this spa, then even Isurd could get some rest? He'll be able to recover, basically.
Let's pick up the spa and bring it here.
Like I said before, the information is questionable. It's only something I heard in passing.
Taion.
Commander, I'm sorry, I know it's hardly a credible source.
I didn't cite all my references here.
I think I like the sound of this.
Huh?
I say we go out and we find this spa thing.
Do they even know what a spa is? Sounds like they don't really know what it is.
I'm not really one to talk, but I didn't think you'd be so into this.
Well, I have a passing interest in things of that ilk. But, I don't want to keep you from your journey.
Nah, don't you worry about that. More importantly, how do we go about finding this thing?
Why don't we ask somebody in the city?
Right, better than just us racking our brains about it.
My thanks, all of you.
Just leave it to us, Commander. We'll give this our undivided attention.
Wait, are we taking him to the city? I thought that wasn't allowed. Gather info about natural spas in info fragments. Okay. I forgot the city's like here. Let's start here. Oh, it's Mr. Boomer. Excuse me, sir, I'd like to ask you a question. What's that? We're looking for something called a natural spa. Natural spa, eh? Never seen such bounties of nature with my own eyes, I'm sorry to say. Bounties of nature? What, don't you even know that? I guess you younglings only know what you know. But if you ask around folk my age, you can find someone who could tell you all about them. In fact, someone I knew once used to go searching for spas, but they're in elusive spots never to be found. Spots like... well, you'd hear about them being in a forest, or under a cliff, or deep in some cave, but nobody could ever find them. I see. Hang on, maybe the old man's been to one. Nope, maybe he's dead. Don't see him around these days. Might be dead. Okay then, thanks. Sorry to bother you. Sorry I couldn't be more help. No, you've helped a lot. Let's go.
A natural spa, eh? Hard to imagine what that might even look like.
I guess we won't know until we get there.
Are we gonna ask the doctor? That's where this looks like it's going. Yep. Hey, Doc. Can we have a moment of your time? Isurd like runs across the screen. What's wrong? There an emergency? We want something called a natural spa. We were hoping you might know where we can get one. See, Isurd's like, I have an interest in these things, but he doesn't even know what it is. Haha, so you want a spa, do you? Do you know something? Sorry, it's just I hadn't heard anyone talk about one in a good while. That's a quaint pastime and no mistake, but you know, a spa isn't something you can just have. It's a pastime, you mean like a hobby. Long ago, people used to go to great lengths looking for natural spas. Soldiers tired from war would heal their wounds with their help, then come out ready to fight again. I guess you'd say a spa is something you immerse in. It warms your core and soon enough you're better. So our records say. The more we hear about this, the stranger it sounds. You soak your body and it heals? Right, though I'm sorry to say over however many decades, they've all but disappeared. They can disappear? Yep, you can go looking for one, but I wouldn't hold out too much hope if I were you. This has been a great help, thank you kindly.
Didn't expect you to get so fired up.
Discovering the unknown serves as a good motivator.
I'd like to ask you something. Oh dear, yes? Do you know something called a natural spa? Never thought I'd hear anyone ask those ever again. Oh, do you know something? Why, yes, of course. People used to talk about spas until the Armus came home. It's a place where you could heal your wounds, warm your spirit, and strengthen bonds with your fellow man. Whoa, they did all that? But I've never been to one, you see. In fact, they say they all dried up decades ago. Don't they exist anymore? They're not something you find just anywhere, and not many in the city know about them. But there's someone who might. There is. I think if there's anyone who could tell you, it's him. He's called... Give me a minute. We're counting on you, love. If you don't find it, Isurd here is gonna shrivel up and die from stress. Come now, it's really not that severe. Well, it's the man people call the Trivia King. He's gotta know what you need. Brilliant, thank you. Yeah, these spa conversations
The more I hear about these natural spas, the more curious I
are
become.
wild. I think people like over-exaggerate the health benefits of spas. I mean, I'm sure there's health benefits, but people make them sound like, you know, it's like, not to say it's like a pseudoscience, but it's just one of those things. It's like health nuts are into it, and yeah, sure, it does good things for you, but it's not like it's gonna solve all your problems.
Do people have to make so much noise? I just wanted to confirm.
I'm more concerned about, like, are we allowed to just bring Isurd into the city like this? So what do we know about natural spas? And also, he doesn't have his, like, did we like put an eye patch on him as he came close to the city or something like that? Like, to summarize, hardly much of anything except that they can heal and restore you. We didn't get the most concrete info, huh? No one's been to one. Look at this poor Claude. Isurd so haggard, I think we're gonna lose him. Just how do I look to you? One thing's for sure, we're not gonna find one with what we've got so far. We've no clue where one actually could be, like in a forest under a cliff. Yeah, realistically, we can't just blindly search everywhere. But it does sound kinda cool, right? Just soaking your body and somehow healing. Yeah, but soaking in what? It sounds a lot like a bath. It can't just be a bath, right? From the way they talked, I thought the same, but I've never been in a bath that healed my wounds. Maybe it's a question of using the right soap? Sir, I hate to think we wasted your time, but if we can't come up with any more results... Huh, I'm grateful for your concern, but honestly, I've been enjoying myself. We might not find anything after all our searching, but it's just something in all this talk. It's not the destination, it's the journey, right, Isurd? Just hearing that gave my heart a much-needed jolt, though it might not be the best way to put it. No, I think you have it right. Yeah, I'd be lying if I said I didn't care what happens. Let's keep searching for a little bit longer. Let's go ask the bloke that people said would know about this whole spa business. What, that Trivia King guy, or the supposedly dead guy? The report of his death could still turn out to be a mite exaggerated. The reports of his death were greatly exaggerated. We don't know whether Trivia King and this dead or not guy are the same person, but it's worth finding out. I know I've said it before, but I've certainly saddled you with a tough task. Enough of that. We're giving your spirits a lift and all that. Once we find this natural spa, we'll chuck you right in. Huh. Then you better really find it. Isurd's a cool guy. He's really chill, and he's really nice. But I find him so forgettable because his design is pretty boring. Like, his outfit is the same outfit a lot of other, like, NPC commanders wear, but just slightly altered. Is it up there? Why do I have to go this way? Why can't I just climb the ladder here? Oh, the walkway ends. Where is that? Oh, never mind. I can go this way, right? Where'd my destination line go? Okay. It's like recalibrating. Wait, there's a ladder here? What the heck? There's a ladder on the other side of the canteen? At least I don't actually have to go around town searching for the guy. That's kind of nice.
Excuse me, kind sir.
What? What? A bunch of hoodlums? Trying to gang up on an old man, eh?
Excuse me, sir, you look old enough to be ancient. Can we ask you a question?
No, sir. We're searching for a natural spa.
What did you say?
Oh, we're searching...
If it's spas you're asking about, I'm who you need to be talking to.
We are talking to you, mate.
Well then. So you're the kids going around making noise about spas. You think talking to me is the way to get at all my secrets? You might be whippersnappers, but I can respect that kind of grit.
You think he actually knows anything?
I'm wondering.
We heard that there was someone who knew much about spas, but that he had passed away.
What did that old codger tell you? I ain't dying anytime soon.
Mind telling us about the spas, then?
When I was young, I used to go around them all, and a lot. There were about 4 of them. The one I liked the most was the Nordal Natural Spa. At the time, my back was killing me, but one dip, and it was healed. Amazing. The odd thing was, it was just a foot bath. I dipped my feet in, and it healed my back. What genius came up with that, eh?
You visited all the spas in the world. There were 4 of them, and your favorite one is a foot bath?
I only ever found 4 natural spas, but I also heard rumors of another secret one. Better to do marvels for one's back.
Mate, we didn't come here to chat about your flipping back.
Hey,
We want to know where we can find a spa. If there's 4 of them, then you can...
no, they're long gone.
What?
Gone? You say?
Thanks to kids like you with your wars and whatever, they've been blown up, filled in.
Thanks to you young whippersnappers and your gosh-fangled wars.
Natural spas need water that gushes out of the ground. No gush, no spring. You might find something if you start digging, though.
Dig. That's your advice.
Though in times like these, start digging holes and people will think you're crazy.
Well, you certainly turned out to be a font of knowledge. I don't regret this at all.
Taion's like so sarcastic.
Don't take it to heart, Taion. We tried our best. We'll just have to accept the result. We may not have found a natural spa, but the time we spent was still worthwhile.
Aw, Isurd, you're so kind.
I suppose, Commander.
You suppose nothing. You should let someone finish when they're talking. There is still the secret spa that I couldn't find. Oh, to be more precise, there might be...
What? Really?
I heard this when I was still young, so it might not be too credible. But the rumor goes that there was one in the Brasser geothermal belt. But I couldn't make it. The place was crawling with monsters, inside and out.
So there is hope after all.
Long time ago, lots of people took refuge there. But not one of them came back. That's how dangerous the place is. So, the spa might be there. It might not. That's why I couldn't recommend the place to you.
There we go then. Hey, is it?
Indeed. It might be there, it might not. The more uncertain it sounds, the more it gets me excited.
Weirdo. What if it turns out to be a massive waste of time?
I never thought I'd get so excited at searching for something unknown.
Soak yourself in the spa the way you're getting now, and you're liable to broil yourself to death.
I'll take care.
Oh, nearly forgot to tell you. How to properly use the spa. Pin your ears back and listen.
Oh good, this conversation happens off screen. Also, I only just noticed that for some reason my VTuber models all turn sideways. Let's fix that. I'm gonna recalibrate it. Okay, I think I'm recentered. So it's in Cadengia. It's probably one of these islands that I haven't visited, huh? Oh, wait, it's over here. Wait! Oh my gosh! This is the cave with the level 90 enemies. Why is Isurd's quest full of level 90 enemies? Because I would have expected Nia and Melia, their Hero Ascension quest, to have the highest level enemies, and Nia's quest had level 90 enemies in the cavity. But Isurd, I wasn't expecting you. Okay, so the only way to get here, I'm pretty sure, is through this cave. This is where all those level 90 guys were, and there's like purple poison puddles everywhere. I think this is the place where I found the highest level enemies in the game, because the ones in the cavity were only level 90. These ones are like 95. Oh boy, we're gonna have a tough time. This is gonna be hard.
There's an unusual smell coming from over on the right.
You can smell it from here. Maybe I won't have to encounter the monsters. They're down there. If I go around here...
Don't you think there's something off about this place?
Oh, there's no enemies on this path. Oh, hi.
Ouroboros powers. They're being suppressed.
Wait, oh. You're only level 62. Okay, sweet. Okay, so there's like... Okay, they scared me on purpose. This place has level 95 enemies there. Oh, it's like they're guarding that entrance. But this path is only level 60, guys. Okay, I'm good. Taion said that our
Decent, right?
Ouroboros powers are being suppressed in here. Does that mean I can't use my Ouroboros here? Is this the Spirit Crucible Elpis from Xeno 2? It doesn't look like it though. It almost looks Uraean. Okay, we're fine, we're fine. These guys are only level 60, we're good. I was worried for nothing. Those level 90 gears are just there to spook me.
Might as well claim this.
I will find out what's in that tunnel behind those level 90 guys eventually, I
Looks
think.
like a pretty rare specimen.
Like... There must be something good here, right? Okay, I'm kind of glad I found this cave before but didn't explore further. Kind of makes this more exciting. Stupid Antol's trying to jump scare me.
Could it be that our natural spa is up ahead?
What kind
Ooh.
of place is this?
So, this is the spa.
So it is just a great big stonking bath.
Looks can be deceiving. They told us it has special properties, remember?
The humidity is insane. Do you think the water's hot?
Huh? Hold it. Something's here.
Turkins and
Seems we're the
Ignas.
first visitors today.
Those Turkins and Ignas are out here just enjoying their spa. We're gonna come here and beat them up.
Weapons ready.
This is kind of mean of us, don't you think? We're gonna dirty the spa with blood. Ow! I feel bad too, because it's like, these Igna and Gulkins are hanging out. They're having a cross-species hangout. Why is this guy so strong? What about this guy? Wait, was he getting healed inside the spa? Ow! What the heck is up with this guy? Why is he so strong? He's getting healed by something, isn't he? Or is that us getting healed? I can't believe I have to chain attack this random dude.
This one comes to mind. Naturally, leave it to me.
Yeah, he is getting healed. Look. He's getting healed by standing in the spa. Guarantees a bravo when hero completes an order. Okay. Oh, I forgot to set Uni's skills. No wonder she's so weak.
Here I go. Special measure. I am relentless.
I use my thinking muscle for this one. I'm coming right out. Off the course.
Wait, why are you over here, Taion? Behind this rock?
I was waiting for this. It's over.
You can't knock him out of the bath.
This should be our plan of attack. I'll make this. I'll lead.
Ooh, that did a ton of damage, Noah.
I have your back, whatever the weather. Again.
Isur's pretty good. Just because he gives you a bravo if you end the chain with him. Because I think a bravo means you get 2 reactivations.
All right.
And if he reactivates himself, you can just do it again.
This isn't the end. You're finished. This is the power with which we fight.
Gosh, that was incredible!
Again, I feel kind of bad though. They were just having a nice bath.
Those guys, they healed up something crazy.
Was that an effect of the spa's waters?
Does it matter anymore? Now you can just dive.
Then how
right
come
on
we
in.
weren't getting healed?
Huh? But
Right. Ready, Isurd?
as promised, time for us to chuck you in.
Hold up. I don't remember making any.
What? What is the meaning of this? Commander, are you okay?
Uni and Lance seem so proud.
Other than my heart, I believe I'm quite all right. Thank you.
Just like the old man said, if there's nobody there, it's good manners to jump right in.
Even so, that's not...
Isur such a good sport?
However, the water is good.
What does it feel like?
The temperature is very pleasant.
So like I've been saying, it's just a bath.
Look, my wounds are closing as we speak.
Wow. So what that man was saying, it wasn't entirely wrong, it looks like.
Yes. Now that I'm in here, I don't think I ever want to leave.
Right, my turn then.
Are you guys not going to strip your clothes off before you go in? Oh, Lance had a chance to.
Oi, what's wrong with you? Everybody get in.
See, there's no problem with nakedness here for some reason.
My word, I'm healing in places I didn't even know I had. Aren't you coming in? The water's fine.
But I,
I'm coming back to life. Not that I was dead or anything.
Would I have to strip down?
Oh, right. The old man, he did say there's a proper way for getting in the water.
But I mean, right here.
Hey, guys, where's your sense of culture? Get in already. You don't want it getting cold.
It's perfect for healing your wounds after a grueling battle.
but, Commander.
You can be hopeless. Uni, boot him in already, will ya?
Roger that.
Uni's like, yes.
Now wait here a minute, Uni. I never said I was going in. Spark, why did it have to end like this?
Oh, I wanted more of that. Okay. Oh, welcome Celeste, welcome Aridoran. Thank you so much for coming to the stream. Okay, I'm so confused by what the culture is regarding nakedness in this game. Because again, at the beginning of the game, Noah, Lance, Uni, and everyone in their colony was bathing naked together in the same tent, and they were fine with it. No one said anything. And then later, the three boys were shy about changing their clothes in front of the girls when they got their new clothes for the first time. And then now, the girls are being shy about taking off their clothes and going in the bath when Lance and Isurd just stripped right there. Like, it's like they're so inconsistent. Like, they're, like, sometimes, like, if you said that, no, they're fine with stripping in the bathhouse, or the bath tent, and then maybe not out in the open, but then that doesn't explain why Lance was able to strip here, but he wasn't able to strip when they got their new clothes after from Guernica stuff. Like, it's just inconsistent. I don't understand. What is the culture regarding nakedness in this game?
Taion, it's a good experience for you. It wasn't so bad, was it?
Yeah, except his clothes are probably freaking damp now. I was also gonna say that, like one, I feel bad for beating up the Ignas and the Gulkins here, because they were obviously just having a good time. And generally, I don't think Ignas and Gulkins get along, so it was like, oh, look, they're getting along, and then we come and beat them up. But I was gonna say that when we came here and it was all misty, and they were like, I think someone's in there. I think it would have been hilarious if, like, a naked NPC that we knew came out. Like, the only NPC I could see doing that would be, like, Triton. Like, if they came here, they were like, wait, I think someone's here, and then, like, a naked Triton comes out, and he's like, come in, guys, the water's fine. I think that would have been even more hilarious.
Oh, well, now that you ask.
Yeah, taking a dip wasn't bad at all.
Right.
All my tiredness is just completely gone.
So you all did go in.
Did you enjoy your break?
I wanted my bath scene with everyone, come on, guys.
I did. Thanks to you, I feel as if a weight's been lifted from my heart. I believed I was working for the colony, but really I was running myself into the ground.
Maybe they became more aware after they became Ouroboros. I don't know. Your guess is as good as mine.
So it was worth coming here.
It just shows that there's room in any heart to appreciate the finer things.
I think what's more likely is the rules regarding nakedness just depends on how funny the situation would be and how funny the writers want to make it. That's pretty much. Wouldn't it be funny if they were shy about it here? Wouldn't they be funny if they weren't shy about it here?
This has given me a lot to think about. At some point, I'll have to bring everyone in the colony here.
If you can make everyone fit. In a space like this, people have to take turns. The lines will get long.
This place is plenty large enough for the entire colony.
Huh. Then perhaps we need to dig some more holes. We might even discover some new springs.
You're really serious?
Once the fighting ends and people have more free time, then I might give it some serious thought.
Yeah, except then the worlds will separate and you won't be able to do it here anyways.
Digging a few holes shouldn't pose us too much of a challenge. We are miners after all. But wait. If we can discover many more of these spas, we could bring in people from other colonies.
Oh my gosh, now he's a spa addict.
Uh-oh.
Looks like you've caught the spa bug, Isurd.
Times like this are when the commander shines the brightest.
I think, like, Because like spas and saunas and stuff are pretty important in Japanese culture, I believe.
Bet you're glad we helped him, Taion.
Yes. I think he's going to be an even greater help to us now.
Shall we be off? Our next objective awaits.
I was not expecting Isurd's quest to all be about him looking for spas. I thought it was going to be all about like the bureaucracy of Colony Lambda. Dawn Hero Isurd, Strategos. Hero class rank increased to 20.
I see.
Okay, so we're done with Isurd. Next up is Alexandria.
Don't try to be a hero. Just be yourselves.
We got it. There you go. Let's go back to Iota. So to get hers, we have to do Colony Iota quests. I think we unlocked one. It looks like there's another one waiting for us here. And then we also might have to do a few Colony 30 quests because their questline is actually interlinked with Iota. So we might have to go back and visit Valdi a little bit, which will be fine, because I was going to do him anyways. But some people were having trouble unlocking Alexandria's. Also, interesting fact. So when we first found Alexandria, right, we came to the arch, like over here, or down that way, and she attacked us. And then we ran off.
Judging by those supplies, I would expect Philly to be there.
Oh, okay.
Shall we go have a look then?
And then we came here, and then we just fought Alexandria right away, and then fought the consul, because we were over-leveled. If you are on level, it becomes quite difficult, because you fight Alexandria with all her officers. So there's actually, like, an optional way to do this quest, where instead of fighting Alexandria right away, you go around Fornis, and all her officers are actually stationed in different places in Fornis, and you can fight them one-on-one, or like 1-on-7, technically. And if you beat them up separately, and then you come here to fight Alexandria, you'll fight her without her friends, each one you defeated. So it makes it easier, because instead of fighting all 4 of them at the same time, you fight only 1 of them, or 2 of them, or 3 of them, depending on how many you took out. But of course, we didn't do that. But apparently that makes her hero quest recruitment a lot longer if you choose to take it the whole way and do that. Colony 9's really fallen by the wayside. Both their rank and their army numbers are down. That's Xeons. Let's continue to watch their Collectopedia cards closely. There might come a time where we have to lend them a hand. Oh, that's nice. You guys were using them as tools of war, now you're using them as tools to help. Is there anything this way? You never come out this way. Oh, is there literally another exit over here?
Never seen this place before.
3 Heroes Peak. Is this another way I could have snuck in here and avoid all their auto levs the first time? Where is this going? Where is this taking me? Is that a cliff? Nope. Where am I? Okay, this connects back to Fornis. There's chests there.
Huh? Is that?
Oh. Hi. Unobtrusive Liggy. You are being very obtrusive. It's funny. It's so funny, the mini-bosses, they give them all like these adjectives, and they're really like kind of goofy. Unobtrusive Iggy. Oh, here's the edge of the map. You can see Pentelis from here. Actually, can you see Lambda from here? Oh no, that's Ruby Flats. Never mind. Okay.
Don't you think it's about time for a meal?
Oh wait, Oh, we'll do this after. I want to go back and talk to Isurd in his colony and see if he says anything different now. In gratitude for your courageous work here, congratulations. Thank you. Oh, the possibilities. What's this? Everyone's having a grand old time. Ah, yeah, I guess you don't know about this. Today's Harvest Day. It only happens once a month. What's Harvest Day? It's an evaluation day, basically. Every month, we evaluate soldiers on their cooperation, boldness, and results. It's a day for us to show our appreciation of the soldiers who contribute the most to the colony. Can I be straight with you? In my book, evaluations are pretty much the exact opposite of fun. Oh, it's not the evaluation everyone's looking forward to. The chosen soldiers get to ask for anything they want. What? Like anything? Like cured Armu sirloin? Or some seafoam soap? Anything, within the realms of possibility, of course. Sparks Alive, that sounds wicked! And next we have Misaka of Sequoia's team. Is Misaka here? Hey, you don't think she's still in the Intel analysis suite, do you? She might be, yeah. Probably clean forgot today was the day. But I did tell her in advance. Shall we go get her? You can keep the show going, yeah? Oh, I couldn't ask you to all go through that trouble. We don't mind, you're just doing your job. Well, if you're insisting, thank you so much. Then, could you give this to her? Harvest Day Tiara. You don't have to give it to her in person. Sequoia's team's really busy at the moment. I wonder if there's something going on with them. They won't mind, I'm sure. Just tell them I sent you. Alright, we'll go. I wouldn't mind talking to Misaka myself. Can I leave you to take care of things on your end? All in a day's work.
We have some new names registered. About time we got some food in, eh?
Okay, we gotta do... Yeah, I'm gonna set... We need to do this quest for sure, enemies and allies. After that, we need to do... Scant supplies, and then her quest should pop up. If not, we need to do more quests around here first. So in this quest... Actually, don't remember what we need to do. Talk to Riza. Something about Collectopedia cards. Which I have not been using. Wait, she's over there. Wait, where is she? It's Melia Morning. Collapsed Trader Pawn. Wait, where's the quest I just set? Is she in Asia? Okay, let me reread the quest. Go to Colony Iota's storehouse. It seems Alexandria wants to open up about colony affairs in hope of gaining the party's trust. Why is it leading me here? This looks like it's leading me outside of the colony. Wait, where am I going? Is it in a separate map somewhere that I haven't discovered? It has to be. Where is this taking me? Okay. Okay, all the way over there. Where? Is it faster for me to quick travel here? Doesn't show how far away it is.
Nasty fog.
Wait, It's over there. Why is the path telling me to go this way? Where is this taking me? I'm so confused. Should I be following the path? Wait, the path curves around. Wait, where am I going? Wait, why did the path suddenly reappear here? Wait, it wasn't there. Wait, what's going on? Okay, this is new. I'm surprised. Usually it would still show the exclamation mark somewhere here. Even if it was in an undiscovered place. Unless it's from a completely separate
I'd better send them
mini-map. Why is your storehouse so far from your colony, Alexandria? Why is it out here?
He looks angry. Is he angry?
Oh, this is...
Not very expressive is all. Still cute though, just like an Arden.
This is a separate map, look. Why is this a separate map? Like, it goes out here, and then suddenly it's like a... I guess it's a cave? But it doesn't make sense, because there's nothing here. So you could just easily put the cave in here, right? Whatever. Who would have thought I'd still have mini-maps I haven't been to? Is he mad at us? Riza, let's chat. You're scaring Senna. Sorry, not a talker. Oh, I see. Beware the monsters. Monsters? The storehouse is a little way out from here, so a little infestation is to be expected. It's hard to find, and the monsters save on guard duties. You could say they're the perfect anti-theft device. Risky business. Right, I see. We'll be careful. Ask Shell. And Dame Alex. I forgot they call her that. That's so... I still think it's weird. Yes? Be nice. I am nice. You don't have to tell me. Don't bother yourself with me. Come on then. Let's get moving.
So that's the state of affairs.
Okay, well, good thing I can just avoid all these monsters.
This was a nice find.
Jalapenoki. That's a fun name.
Riser, eh? I don't get how a guy can be so calm.
He's already in his 10th term. And he looks more like an Arden by the day.
There's another tunnel out there. I see an ether channel too. It's good we came here when we were over leveled. Imagine having to actually fight everything on your way through the cave here. Oh, there's a chest. I'll come back later for everything. There's another offshoot tunnel. Wow, there's so many tunnels in here. No wonder their supplies are safe. I still think these snakes look so goofy with their big eyes with their beaks. Those aspars. Does this come back out into Forness?
He's never been here before.
Those giant fish. Dang. Maybe there's a spawn here too.
I see our target. That's the storehouse.
Oh dang, like an actual storehouse.
Well protected.
Like an actual metal door. How'd you get that down here? Unless it was just naturally here from the previous world.
Better give it a good once over.
How come this one's not considered a secret location? It's just a location. It's called Secret Stash. Shouldn't it be a secret location? So this is a storehouse. Queen's flapping wings. All this stuff is yours. Yep, and we're not at full capacity. Let me introduce you. This is Shell, our storehouse manager extraordinaire. So, Shell, everything should be as previously discussed. As of now, our friends here are on resource distribution. Fine with me, it needs to be done. And the more surveillance, the better. Who's surveilling who? All of you surveilling me, of course. When you're living under the flame clock, your allies and enemies are clear. Whoever you can get the fire from is your enemy, simple as that. We can't live by those rules anymore. Enemies and allies. They change depending on yourself, that's the difficulty, isn't it? Forcing conflict is just one effect of the flame clock. Couldn't we also say the flame clock controlled our behavior? That's it. The time's right for traitors to emerge, so it's dangerous for any one person to hold too much power. Do you doubt your own comrades that much? Of course I don't doubt them. I know they can get whatever job done. We're all pretty brilliant here. So the only thing that counts in your eyes is ability. Let me ask you then, would you trust some researcher sat at their desk all day with some manual labor? Would you put a soldier who couldn't pilot a bathtub in the cockpit of a Levnis? Personal skill is what counts in tactics. As long as you believe in that, that's enough. Does anyone disagree? Alexandria, you... She's a right pain, isn't she? Give it a rest, Shell. But I think it's a wise assessment. No one knows how things are going to change. Keep an eye on me or not, I'm with Dame Alex, that's all. You really care for Alexandria, don't you? I do, a lot. But I'm 10th term, not much time left. And Dame Alex needs allies more than anything. Please be good to her. You shouldn't talk like that. About what time you have left. I suppose you're right. Didn't mean to talk for this long. Anyway, about Colony 4's resources. First, just got to do this. Supply distribution authorization granted. What was that? You've got access rights to the goods. You can think of it as unlocking a new function of the Collectopedia cards. You really packed it in with features, didn't you? It's nice to see you surprised. Okay, I understand Collectopedia is like people put up their requests for items. It doesn't explain how you beam items to them. Or is it just like checking them off and saying, hey, I got these items reserved for you, they're coming to you via Nopon someday. I mean, obviously, as a quest function, it's made to make it easier for us so we don't have to do fetch quests and run around the world. We could just punch it in on our cards, but is there an in-universe explanation for the transport of these goods? Because the fact that we have authorization means we are authorized to move things around, which means they're directly linked to the cards. This isn't surprise, it's shock. It's pretty user-friendly. Just name the commander of the colony you want to send to. Then just pick your supplies and done. The Colony 4's commander. No need to worry. It's all been arranged with Boliaris, the acting commander. You can use his name in this instance. It's easier to pick it up by doing. To be honest, give it a go.
So that's the state of affairs.
How much of the situation have you relayed to the colony's troops? The consul may have been defeated, but things are on a surprisingly even keel. Actually, considering the plan's level of secrecy, I thought it made quite a stir, but Dame Alex doesn't roll like that. It doesn't matter what kind of set to she sees, she just tells us to stick to our routines. Yes, thereby containing the panic with minimal interference. They must place a great deal of trust in her. Okay, there's no goodies. Use the Collectopedia cards to send supplies to Colony 4. I wonder, on the affinity chart, does Colony 4 show as Ethel or Boliaris? It still shows as Ethel. Okay, quests, Collectopedia. How do I do this? What? Use Collectopedia card to send over supplies to Colony 4. Oh, here. Oh, okay, so it's literally just delivering these 5 colony iota goods to Balearis. Got it.
Time well spent, I'd say.
That it? Yep, everything went through no problem. You've got authority over about half the resources in this room. How about you divvy it up is absolutely up to you. We're trusting you to distribute it according to the common good. The common what now? To each colony according to its need in it. If we scratch their back, they'll scratch ours in future. It's like an investment, they'll pay dividends to us later. So I know there's an actual, like, mechanic now. Okay, see, I got 15 colony iota goods. We may have some breathing space at the moment, but the supplies we've laid away have their limits, of course. We won't be able to distribute them to all the colonies. Please think carefully about how you're going to use them. Don't overthink it, though. Just share them with the colonies that you think would need it the most. So, part of Alexandria's questline to unlock it is you need to deliver all 15 goods. Okay, so here's all the goods. So I assume this is just harder depending on, like, how many commanders you've interacted with. Dang, Fiona, why do you need so many? Look, why does Fiona need this many colony iota goods? She needs 8. She's asking for 8, but you get a florid arm ring. I don't know what that does though, it doesn't tell me. Same with Ashira. Challenger Gauntlet. You also need 8, dang. You only need 2, Isurd. Volley needs 2, Teach needs 4. Like, I'm assuming the higher ones give you more, like, better items. Florid Arm Ring, Challenger Gauntlet, Sapphire. Okay, I want to give some to Valdi, because Valdi is a good boy.
Finally put all that together.
You're the best. This will lift the whole colony's spirits. Well, let's start with the people that aren't asking too many. Or do they adjust it based on how many we have? Xeon needs 4. Isurd only needs 2.
Time well spent, I'd say.
I'm gonna go for quantity over quality. I owe you one, these will come in handy. Xeon needs 4, Teach needs 4. How many do I have now? I wasn't counting.
Finally put all that together.
Thanks, we'll be sure to make good use of these supplies. Like, is it possible for me to accidentally give a wrong combination that doesn't add up to 15? Or is that impossible? How many do I have now? Oh, they aren't in key items? Oh, here. I have 7, okay. Okay, so you need 4. Oh, darn it. I don't have enough for Juniper, I don't have enough for Fiona, but I have just enough for Ashira. Okay. See, like, if I give it to Teach, won't I fuck it up? And I won't be able to give enough to any of these guys? Okay. Ashira.
Taste of real human connection.
Ain't nothing like free stuff. You guys are a living lucky charm. So I thought that the affinity between the colonies was fixed. Like, as long as I do all the quests, there's a fixed route. It looks like you can... It looks like you can kind of pick and choose some of them. That's kind of neat.
There's been changes to colony relations.
Like, what if I messed it up? Like, what if I messed up the adding to 15? Like, what happens? Okay, let's... Okay, quickly, I want to go back to Lambda and just see what everyone's saying while we're here. I'm not going to talk to all the other NPCs just because I feel like they're not important. They didn't really play a role during Isurd's quests because we didn't really get to know them, so... We'll just talk to Isurd. His NPC's quests were kind of forgettable. Like Colony 9, Colony Gamma, we got to know a lot of those NPCs. Even Ashira, we got to know her NPCs a fair amount.
Do you think it's about time for a meal?
There's been changes to colony relations.
Wait, are those other Collectopedia cards still out? Oh yeah, these ones are still here. Oh, sorry, Teach, Juniper, and Fiona. Well, that was a welcome reprieve from the usual tedium. Washed away all the fatigue. Yes, but it's been nose to the grindstone almost as soon as I came back. I can't be letting the backlog pile up. I hope I'll be able to organize a visit to the spa for Lambda sometime.
There's been changes to colony relations.
So once we deliver all these goods, we need to look for info that will give us a quest called Scant Supplies.
Don't you think it's about time for a meal?
I don't know my way around this place very well. Okay, I'll talk to Misaka afterwards. Oh, Riza's here now. Okay, it might not appear until we finish Harvest Day. Oh, here's some info. Oh, dang it, it's on the other side of a wall. Oh, does the trader pawn sell stuff I need?
Best buy only what we've budgeted for.
Yes, ruby pineapples. Okay, I need these for Valdi. Oh gosh. I was looking for these, and online it says that you can buy them from Iota, but I didn't have the caravan here yet. Now I can buy these ruby pineapples. They're a pain. I ran all around Fornus in the right area that this thing's supposed to spawn. I couldn't find a single one, other than one that I someone already had by playing the game before. Okay, where's the info here? How are we getting through resources so quickly? We need to hurry up with the resupply. Our allied troops are in a tough spot right now. Oh, does this give me all the... Does this give me the extra Iota supplies I need to deliver to everyone else? I need to get... Oh, more info here. You can't jump over that block, Taion, seriously? We're at 20% of our remaining stock. Oh, that's all he said, okay. Sweet. Maybe we won't have to finish the Harvest Day quest if we're lucky.
I'll draw up the rota for guard duty. I just wanted to confirm.
So Alexandria came up with the Collectopedia cards, right? She said she got it implemented by a consul. I'm a bit surprised she managed to get approval for something like that. I suppose there are all sorts even among the consuls. There are some like Kay at Colony 4 who treat soldiers like tools, and others like at Colony Iota who allow the commanders to exercise their judgment. We still ended up killing them though. Still, bottom line is, there would be no Collectopedia cards without Alexandria. I just have to wonder how she managed to persuade your consul to sign up on it. That's Alexandria's gift. Makes me scared to think what depths lie behind that smile. She saved us from a world of fetch quests. Colony Iota's storehouse is going to be in trouble pretty soon. Indeed, more people rely on their resources than ever, and we're burning through them rapidly. Do you think we've given out too much? I think that even without that, they need to start considering what they'll do the next time a resupply doesn't arrive on schedule. You don't have to worry about it. I'm the one who asked you to do this. And it's not the first time we've been short on supplies. You can't afford to be so glib. If it's causing a strain on the colony, you should re-examine your procedures. We can help out with some short-term resupply runs. It's the least we could do after all the taking we've been doing. In that case, I'll take you up on your offer. As you know, the storehouse is Shell's domain. Let's talk to her first. She's probably already got some ideas, and if you work together, you can be more efficient.
Break time's over.
Where's Shell? Oh, I can squeeze through here. Wait, is she at the storehouse? Yeah, then I'll just go. Oh, the storehouse is above the entrance. It goes all the way around, that's why. That's why they had to make it a separate map. Gotcha. So it's going to take some time till it arrives. I thought it might. We'll just have to stretch the shortfall out through rationing. So that, if you're low on supplies, we can help. If we all work together, we'll get it done in no time. All of you. They're concerned that we've grown too accustomed to throwing supplies around. This friendly young man wants to do anything he can to help. Don't misrepresent me, I just want to improve the efficiency of... Once you saw improvement was needed, you want to help, yes? Well, I suppose, but... Then we agree. Such a kind person, I could tell you're the sort of person who takes on a lot, always shouldering the burdens of others. Please stop. This is something you've already prepared for, though, isn't it? Could you bring us up to speed on the situation? Okay, I get what's going on. As you've seen, we're sending out the best of the best from mine and Riza's squads. And if they come back, they're expected to bring in a good haul. In fact, I'm projecting we'll be up to 70% capacity. 70%, not bad. You said if they come back. So all these big plans are really just optimism, aren't they? Ha, very perceptive. 2 of the units sent on the mission have got a bit stuck. They seem to have encountered a colony of scorepoxes. Scorepoxes? You think they're migrating? Given our info on their numbers and range, I'd say you're right. A suboptimal situation. Can someone explain this migration thing? The monsters go on a big journey. If the monster population increases for whatever reason, then they'll go roaming in search of new feeding grounds. See, you guys know what reproduction is. I don't understand why you were so surprised about it. I mean, you were surprised to see humans do it, I understand that. But I was surprised that you don't seem to understand the concept of it. If you bump into them, they'll be on you like that. They're also starving that to them, you're just a big walking meatball. Let me guess, the units that were attacked were carrying... food. Yep, the smell must have attracted them. I mean, I guess they're not talking about reproduction, they're just talking about the monster's going to get food, so... How can you be so calm about this if you don't get help to them soon? No plan ever survives contact with the enemy, so I want them to get themselves out of this. This experience will be valuable for them as individuals. You're of the opinion that too much help would rob them of their capacity for personal growth. I am. Well, it would still be worthwhile to keep an eye on the situation without helping too much, wouldn't it? If you weren't even a little worried, you wouldn't have told us what was going on. Well, I don't know how to answer that. I think I understand. I know how you feel and what you want your legacy to be. Kozali's unit is stuck in Danag Desert and Thorbin's is in Ribby Flats. They'll be pretty laden down, so you'll know them when you see them. Okay, we'll check on them without coddling them. And we'll keep everyone safe, and the supplies too. I feel like this is just going to end up with us going to them and fighting off whatever they're fighting anyways. You're doing me a huge favor. Okay, scant supplies there, and where's the Ribby Flats one? Here. It's still strange to me that Danag Desert is the only place that, I mean, unless you count Urain Tunnels, that directly takes the name from its source location. Every other place is kind of just alluded to it, I think. But
so monsters even fight among themselves.
then again, I don't really remember all the locations in Xenoblade 1. I think Melnith's Shoulder might be Xenoblade 1. Hello, yes, excuse me, is this Thorbin's unit of Colony Iota? I see Alexandria stuck in the background. Verily, I declare it so, and as for Thorbin, why, I am he. We heard you've been attacked by Scorepoxes, so we just came to see how you're doing. The enemy has been soundly defeated, as you can see. Alas, however, you can also see our very important Levnus has sustained a battering most baleful and brutal. Oh my god, those monsters fighting in the background. It's not in the best shape, but repairs should be possible, shouldn't they? Would that it were so simple. With the necessary parts, all things are possible. Alack, I find myself bereft of spares. That the heir to Riza's noble company should find himself in such a pickle, it's enough to get a chap quite down. So that's how you got stranded here. We can help you get the parts you need. Would you deign to do such a deed? You have casualties here, it'll be more efficient for us to go. I shall be forever in your debt. To be frank, merely safeguarding the precious supplies sapped us of our energy. If only we had a mere 5 trip leg joints, it would be enough to serve as our salvation. For my part, I shall endeavor to defend for my compatriots and the supplies. We'll be back as soon as we can.
So that's the state of...
I hope I have these things. Oh, I do. Sweet. Oh my god, I want to fight these things so they're not fighting in the background. Oh my goodness. Here, I'll fight off the Turkins, since they're my enemies. There, now will you guys be quiet while I'm talking to my NPC?
Not being careless.
Lo, with this, we shall certainly be able to repair the Leibniz. How can I ever repay you for this noble deed? That's not necessary. Actually, we should be the ones thanking you. We're actually the ones who used up all the colony's resources in the first place. Why, a trifle, nothing to bestir yourselves over, I'm sure. We gain far, far more than we could ever lose by extending the gentle hand of aid to others. Think on it, even this mission in itself proves invaluable training. And it teaches us to respect our limited resources and never take them for granted. But above all of these vital and priceless things, it has afforded me the chance to become acquainted with all of you. Wow, Thorben, you're a real go-getter, but also you speak funny. This brings me great personal joy. I see. This is not limited to me. We, all of us, are habituated to this mode of life. This knowledge is ingrained in us. I beg of you, use our supplies in whichever way you see fit without restraint. I thought Alexandria was employing these resource-sharing tactics to make allies. But is she also using it to train the newer recruits? Just how far ahead is she planning? I think you're overthinking this, Taion, but then again, Alexandria is probably overthinking this too. This is pretty far out in the desert. I haven't ventured there.
Whoa, what's with that one?
Oh, these are the scorp boxes. Oh, yep, these guys are getting attacked. They just won't quit. We could use the supplies as a distraction. No, can do. That's our absolute last resort. Give me 3 minutes, then... Ah! Huh? Are you... There are quite a lot of them. Should we buy you some time? Please do. Everything's working as normal. Repairs all done? Yep, thanks for the help. We're going to be a little delayed, but we'll get back to the colony. But there are still scorp boxes. Not to worry, we're taking a different route. Our plan is to take a path that another unit's already confirmed is clear. We are also chirpy about it. Does this happen often? Well, it's the first time I've run into a monster migration, but there's always something popping up. You get used to it after a while. You've got to be especially calm in command when things aren't going according to plan. We've been looking to Chell for that all this time. And I just thought that in this time we have to fill that role. Cosley's next in line for Chell's position. It won't be too long before Chell's unit is under Cosley's command. Huh, it's all up in the air though. I'll prove myself enough to be worthy of a promotion. That's why we got this mission, and why we had to get supplies that attract so much attention. There's a little bit of not wanting to be overtaken by Thorben, too. What are you talking about? It's nothing to do with him. I'm sure Chell knows how you really feel. Keep up the good work. Will do, and thanks.
Is that everyone accounted for now?
Oh, it's called Hidden Stash, not Secret Stash. Hi all. Everyone made it back safely. Yeah, thanks for that. Dame Alex, there you are. You have a minute? I just wanted to chat about expanding the research labs. Always in a hurry, aren't you? Sorry, just gotta step out for a bit. Thanks for today, though. Everything was restocked even quicker than planned. Which is a very nice change from usual. I'm just happy we were able to help. Nice to see you back. I heard all about your exploits from the returning units. It was just like you said, Chell. Everyone was thinking hard about how to live up to their responsibilities. I think I understand why Colony Iota is such a major player now. You finally appreciate how great Dame Alex is. Just one thing, what exactly is Alexandria hoping to accomplish? Securing allies through resource sharing and simultaneously training the newer soldiers, they are closely linked goals. Dame Alex doesn't like to repeat bad experiences. When Colony Iota was hoarding its resources, we had a big problem with internal conflicts. The rich only wanted to get richer. There was no mutual aid, no cooperation, just bad faith and selfishness. Dame Alex knew that wealth and resources doesn't necessarily translate to quality of life. I see. But is that the only reason? I'm a pretty skeptical person myself, but Alexandria is strangely cold at times. Has she always been like that? Dame Alex still doesn't believe in herself. She can't bring herself to. We've only been able to watch over her, but you... But we what? Dame Alex has to change. That's all I can say for now. Please, just keep watch over her. I understand. We will. Anyway, that was a bit of a tangent. We managed to get to 70% capacity just as planned, so you can get back to work as before. I can't thank you enough for helping out our people. Oh, so maybe we have more Colony Iota supplies now. Yeah, we have 15 more.
That's the state of affairs.
Thanks to everyone's hard work, we've greatly improved the situation with our stores of supplies. Keep up the good work supporting the allied troops. So now we can hand out the rest of this. To Fiona.
Finally put all that together.
Okay, so we don't exactly get to choose the relationships, because in the end you basically fulfill everything, hopefully. Wait, I'm still missing stuff for Juniper. Well, I can do Teach.
Finally put all that together.
Okay, I'm still short a few supplies for Juniper, though. Am I supposed to finish the Harvest Festival? Oh no, there's an event already. Maybe I don't have to do Colony 30 stuff then. Which would be nice, because I want to save it for Lance's stream.
We have some new names registered.
Just ask yourself, can we really afford not to do it? Please convey this to Dame Alex.
Look, I'm telling you, there's no way she'd agree.
You seem to be having fun. Mind if I join in on the pleasantries?
Huh? Dame Alex?
We can explain everything.
Don't trouble yourself, chickadee. I'll hear it from him directly.
I want to hold a tech summit with Colony 30.
Oh, okay, sweet. Because some people said that they weren't able to unlock this quest, and other people said, go do Colony 30 quests. But we haven't done any we haven't finished any Colony 30 quests yet. And we're getting this already, which means it's not a prerequisite. Or maybe we just need, a certain affinity with Colony 30, and me giving them supplies from Iota already pushed them to that brink. Either way, this is a pleasant surprise. We're ahead of schedule.
Continue.
I know you're reluctant, but now that we've been released from the Flame Clock, and the wall between Kevis and Agnes has crumbled, Now's the perfect time to institute a tech exchange. If it's successful, it could even lead to stronger, more lasting peace.
You had problems with Colony 30 in the past?
We fought against them before, just once. But they absolutely wiped the floor with us.
That's kind of surprising, because I mean, Valdi's Levnesses are definitely nothing to sneeze at, but his leadership is definitely not on the same level as Alexandria's. But then again, maybe his lieutenant's just really good. We need to do Valdi's quest in the next stream, so we'll find out more.
Never before or since has Dame Alex misread an enemy to that degree.
Or maybe he was just so unpredictable because he was so inexperienced.
The bitter aftertaste from that event has lingered for years, giving us all headaches.
Who's bitter at whom now? It doesn't sound half bad. Let's have a technology summit.
Really?
Dame Alex?
Kevis's Colony 30 stands at the forefront of technology. This is not a problem in the slightest. Truly, not even a speck of one.
Now we've done it.
Chickadee, contact Colony 30. Tell them I'm coming.
Yes, understood.
Gambert, we will rendezvous there. I'll bring results home, you'll see.
Of course, Mom. I'll depart on the double.
They've definitely got skills there, but this is Valdi we're talking about. I don't think you need to get so worked up.
Suppose I told you that Colony 30 was currently struggling with an urgent water shortage. What would you imagine?
Huh? Oh, I don't know. Burst water mains or something?
Or their spring dried up?
Incorrect. The right answer was big cleaning project at the colony.
Oh, you have got to be joking.
Regrettably, I am not. It really happened.
That does kind of sound like Valdi, though, huh?
There are also many Nopon living there. They tend to follow their own unique rules.
Precisely. They are unique, and therefore worth studying in greater depth. Knowing your opponent and preparing accordingly, that is the foundation of any battle.
Do you still consider Colony 30 your enemy then, Alexandria?
This isn't about enemies or allies. All I'm saying is that the side that gets careless loses.
So your strategy is outright distrust then?
What are you trying to say?
Hurt others first to avoid being hurt yourself. Do you think that's logical?
It's a matter of opinion.
And you're entitled to that. Say what you will, but they've got a good colony over there. Right. If you don't mind, could we attend this technology summit of yours? We could help introduce you and Valdi too.
Yeah, I want to see more interactions between heroes, because again, most of them are exclusive to each other, or not exclusive to each other, because they're all optional. There aren't many quests that require you to have both of them, but of course, Valdi was mandatory as part of the main story. That's why they can link him with other ones, like Alexandria here. Same with like Ethel, right?
Yes, I dare say with you by my side, they may be less guarded than otherwise. I suppose I may require your assistance.
Sweet. I'm glad that we didn't have to go through more hurdles to unlock this. This was actually one of the easiest unlockings when it came to hero quests that had prerequisites. I didn't even have to do all the quests in Colony Iota. That's nice. Valdi, it's been so long since I've seen you in a cutscene.
Whoa! Whoa! This is all just so over the top!
Yes, though mainly your reaction.
Ah!
Valdi! My good boy.
Welcome, welcome. I've been waiting.
Hey, pal. How you doing?
Not too shabby, I suppose.
Yeah, big bro Lance.
Riku, Chief. Manana.
Friend Valdi! Manana missed friend!
Yeah, no need to be shy, Chief.
Where's my pal Mecha friend?
I envy you your energy levels, bud.
It has been a while. I'm glad to see you in high spirits.
I can't tell what age Valdi is. I'm trying to read his tattoo, but I don't know how to read their tattoos. Because remember, Alexandria said she's actually only 6 term.
Thank you. And yes, I'm pretty good. Who's this?
Didn't they agree to the technology summit?
She's the commander from Colony Iota. You got the message, right?
Oh, you're Alexandria. Thanks for reaching out.
You're Alexandria.
It's Alexandria, actually. It would honor me greatly if you'd remember.
Alexandria, a pleasure to meet you. I'm the commander of Colony 30, Valdi. This will be my first technology summit. I'm really excited about this.
I myself, not so much.
Hey now.
Really? You don't like Levnesses?
I don't, especially yours.
What? I don't like them, especially the ones that you've created.
I see. Well, I'm sorry to hear that.
Get Gadbert or whatever his name is here to talk instead.
Then I hope that by the end of the day, you'll have learned to love them just as much as I do.
Well, Valdi, you're so optimistic.
You're a credit to your colony, Commander. But don't you think you should be on your guard even a little?
Why would I? We have no reason to fight.
You might be the only one who thinks that.
Obviously not. If I was, the others wouldn't have brought you.
You trust them, don't you?
Just as you do. Right, Alexandria?
Yes, of course.
Taion's like, I don't believe you.
All right then. Let me show you around. There's lots of stuff on the ground, so you'll have to watch your step. I have nothing to hide from friends, but feel free to look around.
What a good boy. I think Valdi's still my favorite
That's the
hero.
state of affairs.
Valdi seems happy, doesn't he? I bet he doesn't get to show off like this very often.
Like a friend.
He completely minced my name, but otherwise very good.
Looking as good as ever, little guy. Not like you can talk, duh. Oh.
There's been changes to colony
What's this?
relations.
I've been hearing the Offseer's flute round the living quarters lately.
So that's the state of affairs.
Radek's Offseer successor shouldn't have been assigned yet, though. What's going on, I wonder? Why is there a Nopon there? Did you get a Nopon Offseer? How does that work? Oh. Time for Investigate Origin. Friends, come along. First, need to build method of conveyance. No can get there otherwise. Oh, there's so much info. That Nopon's flute playing is ear-bleedingly bad. Tell me about it. That was an Offseer's flute being played, wasn't it? Why has a Nopon got something like that? Oh, that was a two-parter. Okay. If we're talking about escorting a thorax, that's a 4 Equitas job minimum. Yeah, or 1 Centuris and we'd all be set, you know? Favorite Levnesses, that's cute.
Sounds like a scoop.
Okay, sorry to keep you waiting, Valdi. Oh, there's more info, sorry man. Oh, never mind, you have a cutscene for us.
I love it. Everywhere I turn, there's hardworking Nopon.
Oh, they're not working. They're just doing their own thing.
They're not working. They're not even part of the colony. We just let them in here. They do their thing.
They snooze when they're sleepy and eat when they're hungry. Sometimes they just wander off.
Still, they look quite busy. What might they be making?
So just listen to this. I've been thinking about it a while. We're looking into constructing a smaller, stronger Levnes, focusing on 3 pillars: durability, serviceability, and ease of use. Actually, the whole premise of our work, like fixing things, might need rethinking. If you put too many features on one Levnes, then you need more time and parts, and it ends up costly and hard. Not to mention the handling, so to get out of the cycle.
All right, calm down now.
Huh? But I was calm.
I like this guy already.
Come on. Alexandria, you get out of here. Gambert, Valdi, and us, we'll just have a little shindig by ourselves.
This new model's design is really very interesting.
Thank you. I'm happy you think so. Oh, hey, do you want to work with us? We've just been looking for team members for Project Bingo.
Bingo?
Yeah, we just sit around and play bingo. Sounds fun, right?
It's what I'm calling this new model. I was thinking about it, and when I figured it out, it was like bingo. So we named it that.
Well, good thing you didn't call it Eureka.
Sounds great. I spend lots of time thinking about stuff too. So I'd love some hands-on experience to really improve and...
Gumbert?
By which, of course, I mean... Do you have any units in a state closer to completion?
Sure I do. I just made friends with one such unit recently, in fact.
What do you mean, friends?
I'll introduce you. She's in the hangar over there.
Erin and her team haven't
Does he have here?
contacted us since they started their expedition in Dagna Desert.
But don't worry too much about it. This is Valdi we're talking about.
Maybe they think we're still at war. Oh, there's so much info to be had here because I haven't come back here in so long. I've been coming back here to check on Rapapa's stuff because I've been gathering items for him in preparation for Valdi's hero quests. It looks like there's so many quests in this colony.
Ah, there she is.
What the?
Wait. Robo Buddy is a friendly.
Robo Buddy!
Robo... Buddy.
It's this little one's name.
This little one's name.
Where'd you pick it up?
Oh, she was strolling about outside.
I like how he talks about them like they're animals.
It must have been on patrol, dude. Did you have to go and drag it in?
It doesn't treat Kevesi as hostiles. Does it not even distinguish between Kevus and Agnes? But why would that be? Some error in the control circuits?
There's no errors here, and she's not broken.
You're conversant with Agnian technology?
No way. Well, I guess I dabble, but there's tons of stuff I don't understand there. That's why I started tinkering with those that I do. First, the question of how Agnian autolevs operate autonomously. I think it's mostly to do with ether signaling, but...
Because I think, aren't Kevesi... Wait, do Kevesi have autolevs? Because they call them Levnesses. The Agnians call them autolevs. Because I think the Agnian ones are autonomous, but I don't know if the Kevesi ones are autonomous.
I figured if we could break it down, we might be able to transmit stuff back to them from our side as well. Anyway, I spent ages racking my brain about it, but if you look at stuff like friend or foe identification, it gets mixed up.
Wait, back up. Are you saying you can control it?
Well, it's not that precise, really. But at least we're friends now. Right?
Beep beep boop bop, friend, Valdi, friend, Alexandria. Not nice. I wish I could talk. Oh, that's so cute.
Is this for real?
If they actually succeed at implementing this at scale.
Yeah. It would turn the rules of engagement right on their sparking head.
Bye, Robo Buddy.
Valdi, what are you having Robo Buddy do?
Just moving and disposing of materials. It's still in the test phase, so we're keeping things simple.
And which section is in charge?
That would be the bingo guys. Why?
Why don't I ask you straight? Are you planning to use it as a weapon?
No flipping way. I would never. She's not for fighting. I made friends with her to stay friends with her.
Well, if that's the case, then it would seem you've missed your mark. Your friend seems to have other plans.
Wait. What did you do? Alexandria, did you just do something to it?
Why?
Alexandria, did you just manipulate it? I saw you touching your iris. Robo Buddy, no!
No use debating it. Ready arms.
Robo Buddy. No, it's actually called Robo Buddy in battle. That's so sad.
You're dealing with me.
Is Valdi fighting with us? No. Robo Buddy, no! Why must things always come to this?
Robo Buddy.
Well, that makes things clear. Somebody within Colony 30 has been secretly misappropriating materials.
Misappropriating? What are you talking about?
Look at the Collectopedia card. You said the 3 pillars for your new Levnis were durability, serviceability, and ease of use. However, you'll notice that the materials RoboBuddy was collecting were waning lapis and venolium. A brittle rock and a highly scarce metal. What ought we to think about that?
Oh, you're right. This isn't what I asked for. But hang on, Alexandria. How did you know to check our Collectopedia cards?
I asked her to. I figured it might help. But it looks like I was right. Do you have any idea who the culprit might be?
When did you ask her that, Noah? I mean, I trust you, Noah, but if Alexandria did that on her own, I'd be like,
Not at all. Maybe it's all just a big misunderstanding.
No, RoboBuddy clearly turned hostile and attacked us. Which is to say, it must have been under the control of someone other than Valdi.
But what were they after?
Might it have been to make a poison?
Poison?
Yes. Both of those materials contained certain toxic compounds. Of particular note is the lack of identifiable scent or flavor. When mixed in with food, they're nearly unnoticeable.
Well, if everyone knows about this poison, we should be a lot more worried about it in general.
Well, someone's well read.
Our consul had some shady hobbies, and he liked to talk.
Oh.
So, what would happen if you swallowed it?
Depending on the concentration, dizziness, numbness, diarrhea, emesis, and in more severe cases...
Ugh. Enough.
Oh, fantastic. I managed to retrieve the logs. If we analyze them, we should be able to figure out where it came from. Is that okay?
A-okay by me. We gotta stop the baddies.
All right then. Sorry to use your friend like this.
Why does everyone have to betray Valdi and turn his robots against him? He just wants to be friends. He's such an innocent good boy.
Looks like the friendship part might have all been in my head.
Aw. I mean, at least he's learning from it.
But thanks for thinking of it that way anyway.
And he's still being optimistic.
Honestly, such carelessness.
Alexandria? You've been looking sad all this time. Is something the matter? Anything we could help with?
I'm used to all this, and I hate it.
Alex? Did you hear me?
It's nothing. You don't have to worry.
All right, analysis is complete. You can unpack the data whenever.
Good job, Gambert. Why don't you wait here? Commander, I trust I can leave my man with you?
Huh? I thought I'd be going with you.
But there may be other machines like RoboBuddy. You're the only one who can tell them apart. Let's tackle both threads simultaneously.
Yeah, okay. I'll stay in the colony this time then. Give RoboBuddy's boss my regards.
I mean, he says it so matter-of-factly. Why do I have to track them like this? Frankly, I'm not worried about Dame Alex. What I am concerned about, though, Project Bingo, am I right? And the massive one, Doric? I mean, have you seen that? I wish I had more time. I wish I got more eyes. I wish there were more of me. Breathe, Gambert, breathe. Who's Doric? It's a shame about RoboBuddy, but it did get me thinking. I have to stay on top of my analyses and make sure I can be friends with the RoboBuddies of the future. Wait, is there a guy around here named Doric and he's big? Or is he talking about a machine? Or is Doric the name of an animal? Or... Why are the logs creating a trail though? That's so weird. Shouldn't it just tell us something, like pinpoint a location or something? I mean, obviously, this game has very limited types of quests. It's item fetching, it's tracking, it's defeat enemies. I think that's something they need to work on, because there's so many different, like in the Xenoblade games in general, there's so many side quests. They love their side quests, but they need to come up with new formats. And I'm not talking about, don't do escorts. Everyone hates escort missions. But they need to come up with
What's your opinion
more...
on this?
It's mostly aligned with yours. There's something else going on here.
More quest type variety would be nice. Okay, at least all these are evenly spaced out. There's no areas where the trail kind of cuts out. Kind of hard to see amongst the foliage sometimes, though. Especially when it doesn't populate until I get close to it. Maybe it's the Nopon with the flute that did this, huh? This way. Oh, it curves off this way. Are we there yet?
Hey, check it out!
This is just retracing our steps that we took. Well, I guess Valdi didn't come with us after this. I mean, he technically joined us, so... Like, this is just where we went after we got Valdi. I was kind of hoping that this would bring us to a new location that we haven't been to.
Is this like a rare thing?
Where'd the trail go? Oh, pick up over here? Okay. How far is this gonna take me? This is the exact path we took to the old Kana battleground from here. Oh, wait. Maybe it'll go off. Nope, never mind.
Alex, are you okay? You're not looking too well.
Look, it's nothing.
Kevis and Agnes
I'm
are
just
beefing.
thinking about the past.
What if it's someone from Colony Iota? Like, I don't think it makes sense to be someone from Colony 30, because they would still be closer to Colony 30. This is too far away. And I feel like, because this is Alex's Kiro quest, not Valdi's. So I would expect it to be something to do with... Maybe it's one of the NPCs we've already met from Iota. Like Chell or Riza. I don't think it's them, though. I'm just naming names because I don't remember the names of the other people. Because they are the ones who created the Collectopedia.
This is where the logs run out. Let's search the surroundings.
Oh, Uni, your clothes are dirty.
No, hold on. Past there is...
Alexandria's not with them. Oh, what?
I didn't for a minute dream you'd fall for the oldest trick in the book.
Wait.
Dear Ouroboros, how do we ever fear you?
I know that screech. It's the consul from Valdi's.
So he's alive?
See, I knew it was weird when he,
If I died so easily, I'd be a human.
quote unquote, died in that
But
explosion.
unfortunately, hey, I'm still talking.
Because the explosion didn't really look like it killed him.
I'm sorry. I couldn't care less.
Everyone just said it did.
How primitive can you get? You didn't really think you'd fooled me.
No.
Ha!
I knew you for a craven, Alex. You were plainly going to secure the retreat.
Oh, so you do have two brains. Everything's going numb.
A very special liveness that was. Oh, it isn't fast acting, so relax. I formulated it for the water supply, you see.
You're after Colony 30.
It doesn't matter so much where. The important thing is the water. It will soon become the object of the most vicious raids!
You worm!
However, seeing as you're here, I might arrange a whole different place.
I mean, he could also collect the stuff for the poison.
We can create a tableau of your little act of betrayal.
Even without the Levnesses.
And see how you like it when you're the one being poisoned.
Levnesses just make it easier.
Act of betrayal.
Well, did Alex try poisoning them before?
Mother! Stop spewing your idiot
Or is he just
lies!
framing her for this?
Oh dear. You haven't told your friends then. Well then. I guess they're no friends of yours.
Too soon. Master E gave me the full lowdown already. This little minx has every ambition drilled her to kill her old commander. She brewed up a poison to make him weak, then staged it like he died in battle. Even better.
We didn't get to see this
She
guy's.
raised her accomplices, team leaders to shut them up.
We didn't see this guy's Mobius form
And they're still chumming it up today.
before.
Alex.
Because he fought us in the Levness.
He's telling the truth. I regret nothing. He wasted men and resources, clung to outdated tactics. If his tyranny continued, Iota would surely have collapsed.
Oh, how grisly! How ghastly! Never knowing when one might die in one's sleep. Unable to trust your friends. I'd go so far as to say they lost their trust in you.
That's right. And so, I'm not asking you to trust me.
That was easy.
You roasted some cheap bait there. That's all like you.
Taion!
Everyone's got some husks in their closet. And as for me, I'm choosing to trust you.
Cut me right to the quick. In this game, to the cruel get the spoils. Let me demonstrate in quick order.
Mobius Q's outfit is the name of their group.
You truly are despicable. Which makes two of us.
Enemies broken away from me! Just one! I got something for you!
give you a test pushing it hard to the trainer power.
Where's the punishment?
You won't get away!
Here we go, Lance!
Also interesting, when we got Alexandria, unlike most hero quests, we never got a chance to use her during her recruitment. Like, a lot of heroes will join you temporarily in the party, so you can use them a little bit before they actually join you. She didn't do that, because she hung back during the fight with Consul E. Same with Cammuravi, we didn't get a chance to actually use him during his hero quest. Wait, why don't I have any tanks? Why are Senna... Oh no, Senna and Lancer out of commission. That's not good. Multiplies TP by 125% when first in line to attack and makes all attacks critical. Meanwhile, Isurd's quest was all about just finding a spa, and here you have Alexandria getting like actual character development. And fighting a consul. This chain attack's not going to be very long just because we don't have either of my tanks. Oh, but I have Neo. Alexandria got so much aggro from doing that much damage to him during the chain. And Lance and Senna weren't there to take it from her. Oh, now I have aggro. Kill him before he kills me. Oh, there I go.
It's not over yet, you know.
Alex!
I see a blind spot.
Let me go! You have to, or you'll...
Alex, you said it yourself. You were counting on us.
Why didn't he just shoot them from a distance? Or use his tail? He clearly is capable.
Here's my friend. So back off!
We're not done here. What is this? Damn swindle.
I still can't believe X and Y didn't get actual, like, death cutscenes. They just died on the field.
That was too close for comfort.
That was a little anticlimactic, but...
You can say that again.
Oi! What the spark were you playing at? I seriously thought you'd snuff it.
Hey, I trust you. I knew you'd make it in time. Probably.
Probably.
What?
On what basis?
Well, I didn't exactly have time to ponder it.
You smug little clod.
Please don't frighten me like that.
But why? How can you do those things?
Is no one gonna be like, but good job saving Alexandria?
You could have died.
Yes, but that's just Noah's way.
How have you survived this long if you're always so careless?
I'm telling you, we count on one another. That's how we've learned to do it. Perhaps I'm not explaining it right. But in any case, I think there's something rather elegant at the heart of it.
So that's what you call strategy? I swear, you Ouroboros must be the most peculiar people I've met.
Too peculiar to trust?
If you were, I'd have been long gone. Thank you for trusting me.
Right back at you. Let's get back to Valdi. He's probably getting worried.
Take that, console... Can't even remember what his letter was. H? Revenge for Robo-Buddy and Mecha Friend. I can't believe we walked all the way from here to here. Hope Gambert's become good friends with Valdi.
Hey, welcome back, you guys. That was shocking news you sent. Didn't think I'd hear about Q again.
Oh, Q, sorry, not H.
I'm sorry about putting you through that.
Don't worry about it. We've gotten a lot out of the bargain as well, I assure you. And I'm sure Gambert has been absorbing it all like a sponge.
Dame Alex, about that. Respectfully, there's something I'd like to discuss, if you please.
You want to stay here, don't you?
How did you know?
The Nopon are staring.
Oh, that's so cute.
Well then,
They love him.
Valdi, what would you say if I proposed a temporary staff exchange? Gambert, for one of your mechanics?
Dame Alex, really?
I think it would be intellectually stimulating for both our sides.
All right, sounds cool. Let me quickly talk to my buds.
Oh, my buds. Sends like a little random Nopon.
Dame Alex, what's brought this on?
Pardon? Brought what on?
Never mind.
We got the okay. They say they'll move ASAP.
Very good. This should help foster better relations between our colonies.
What do you mean better? We're already fast friends.
You're right. I misspoke.
Gambit, come on. Gotta introduce you to everyone.
What? Now? Hey, hang on!
Well, that's one thing taken care of.
Right. About that.
We won't tell anyone about what Q said.
I mean, it's not like you could get court-martialed for it at this point.
for the record, though, I can't say I approve of your methodology.
Indeed, if you try something like that again, well, we'll just have to stop you. And then we'll put our heads together to come up with a less bloody way. So no more agonizing alone, got it?
That's reassuring.
If that's how you really feel, then let us help you. That is, since we're friends now and all.
Thank you.
Sure. And thank you too.
I mean, Alexandria, not to diss on her voice actress, because I'm sure she's doing a good job. And maybe that's just part of her character and delivery. But for someone who's supposed to be like, come off as confident, cold, and calculating, she sounds so unsure in every single sentence she says. I know that's probably part of her own like character trait of maybe like self-doubt or mistrusting. But it's just the way her intonation is. She sounds like she questions every single sentence she says. It doesn't come across as the way I think they wanted her to. But then again, she is term 6, so I think I read somewhere that maybe each term is kind of the equivalent to 2 years. So like if Noah's term 9, he's around the age 18 actually. But I don't know if that's supported. That's just what I read.
Wow.
That was for saving me earlier. I hadn't had a chance to say it sooner.
You really didn't have to.
It would have eaten at me if I didn't.
I have to say, I thought you were more chill than that, Alexandria.
Aw, she's actually kind of a sweetheart, ain't she?
Also, oh my gosh, look at the way her outfit, like look at that butt. This game does like its tight butts on the outfits.
What? Are you making fun of me?
It's just a bit of friendly banter. You'll get used to it in no time.
So she's learned how to open up a little. Good for her.
Did I say that out loud? Ooh, I got more Colony Iota goods. Craft made in Alexandria. In Cursor, hero class level increase to 28.
So that's the state of affairs. There's been changes to colony relations.
Look at all the Nopons. Aldi, what do you have to say? I'm going to go look for parts too. Don't leave me behind. Is Gambert still here? I want to talk to him just to see how he's doing. There's a lot of Nopons here. They have a lot of water here. Oh, there's no interactable people here. I fancy toasty with armu steak. I go with usual fishy fillet.
Don't you think it's about time for a meal?
Oh, there's more info up there. Where is Gambert? I asked that Nopon to fix the power frame. Where the snuff has it gone? You know Nopon love to take long afternoon naps, right? Free Nopon. Is Gambert just here but he's not like talkable and I walked past him? Or is he not here at all? And he's actually just gone back to Iota. Oh, this guy looks cool. Is that Doric? He's almost as big as Lance. Actually, I think he's bigger than Lance. I don't see Gambert. Wait, this guy looks exactly like that guy that just walked past us. Okay, our last hero for today is Cammuravi.
I will fight with you till the last embers of my life.
But I also want to check on what Alex says now that we're done with her. Maybe we'll see if Gambert's here. I'm just really curious.
is stirred.
I assume she's in here. Nope, you're a Sequoia. How come there's no green dots around here to talk to? Chickadee's here. Can't be easy for Gambit living in Keva's territory on his own some. True, but I bet we could learn from them too. Let's discuss it with Dame Alex. Going abroad will help us grow and develop. Okay, so he must be there, but maybe he's just not visible. Why are there no green dots in Iota though? Alex should be here somewhere. Just disappear? There's a chest somewhere out here.
Might as well claim this.
I'm just glad we were able to buy the ruby pineapples too. It saved me a lot of farming for tomorrow's stream. Okay, I guess Gambert's not around and neither is anyone else, I guess. It's kind of weird. Okay, not even Alexandria. Unless she's in Valdi's place now. Or in the storehouse, maybe. Alright, let's deliver the rest of the Iota goods while we're at it. Wait, why does look at Sif from Colony Lambda. Look at his name card. Everyone else has like actual text. And then he's just like key smash. He probably didn't know how to use it. It's cute.
Time well spent, I'd say.
Wait, was Juniper the only one I didn't give anything to? Okay, I guess so. Wait, Gambert's here. Are there any sewing tools from the city you can bring me? Oh, interesting. Okay, I mean, let's just do a Cammuravi. If we're gonna see Valdi tomorrow, so if Alexandria is there, she will be appearing. Actually, now that I delivered all the Iota goods,
to colony relations.
Is that all the Iota goods? I guess so. They gave me more than I needed. I'm just surprised that one isn't Alexandria. The place where Sequoia is. Or she's not here. Like, I know Xeon goes for strolls outside his colony sometimes, but... Oh, we got some sweet tech from the tech summit with Colony 30, eh? Yep. Now that we study Kavesi tech, Iota's gonna become even more powerful. That must be their Offseer, too. Okay. So for Cammuravi, it's actually pretty easy. You just go to Upper Asia, and I don't think it appears on the map, but you need to go to Colony Gamma, or Omega, sorry. And then there should be a quest that activates around here. As long as you have one person that's rank 10 Seraph. And rank 10 Sword Fighter. Or not Sword Fighter, Dual Blades, or Flash Fencer. Yeah, that Flash Fencer, that's what they call it. So let's take Cammuravi up here and see.
Perhaps we should pay a visit to the lab. There might still be something hidden there.
Was this here before? I mean, it must have been, but maybe no one mentioned it.
What is this place? And is that a cradle?
I remember this room.
Anything you want to tell us, Cammuravi?
This is where I awoke. Met Miyabi and the others.
So that means that cradle is...
It is no simple cradle. Fitted inside is a device which matures a life to a state close to homecoming.
That makes sense. So that's what Y used when reviving Mwamba and the others.
Cammuravi, is that cradle still usable?
The installation works, just barely. Why do you ask such a thing?
Ethel, you're not thinking...
Our enemies are supernatural beings. Monsters who use human lives for fodder. You can all fight against them, but me, as I am now, I'm barely able to protect myself.
Aging yourself up to 10th term isn't going to make you a good fighter. It's just going to make your body bigger, right? Maybe your brain develop a little bit more.
All I can really do is hang back and watch, so as not to be a hindrance. But suppose I was to use this cradle.
Ethel, you don't have anything to prove.
As far as the choices available to you go, you could also return to the city and live a peaceful life. And yet you're saying you want to throw your body back under war's grindstone and spend your life fighting. But then, you were ever thus.
So he does remember.
By the time you speak your mind, your body and soul are long ready.
Or is he just saying as he's known her now?
I think you should do as you wish.
Cammuravi, are you sure it's fine? To embroil her in what's ultimately our fight?
Ethel's path should be hers to choose. I'm certain her resolve is firm. If she wished for a life of peace, she would not have followed us this far. The way must have been inside her all along.
I suppose that's true, yes. But still...
I am anxious about the result, same as you. Nevertheless, as a devoted follower of none other but the warrior's way myself, I wish to respect the will and resolve of one who has chosen the same path. I believe Ethel's freedom is hers to do with as she wishes.
Thank you, Cammuravi.
At the same time, I am of course not in a position to decide such things myself. We have conveyed to you our desire. Would you tell us your opinion in turn?
Well, what should we do?
So, you have to press yes in order to proceed this. I don't know what happens if you say no. I don't feel like it locks you out. Maybe if you say no, and I could be wrong, then if you leave here and come back, it gives you the question again, I think. I don't think it would lock you out of it permanently. Should we all be standing in this room? There's like a glass window for a reason, right? Whoa, her clothes changed too. It grew back her clothes. So now we can actually use Ethel in our party as a hero again. She was the only one that left our party and became unusable. And then if you remember the ending of the game, they showed an older Ethel standing there with everyone, so it's kind of under the assumption that this is a canon ending. That you should have actually done this before doing the ending of the game. Otherwise that wouldn't
feeling, Ethel?
Make any sense. Kind of like how it expects you to do Uni and Senna's side stories before you kill X, and do Lance's side story before you kill Y.
Oh, never better. I mean that literally.
It's as though new strength is welling up inside of me. This way I'll be able to fight by your side too. You have my thanks.
Huh.
What's wrong, Cammuravi?
He's like, fight me!
Silvercoat.
Silvercoat? What does that mean?
I'm not sure. When I saw you just now, the word simply came to me. As though something was guiding me. What in the world? This sensation. From where did it spring?
I suddenly want to fight and kill you!
Cammuravi, I can explain.
What we should be thinking about now is the future. What we can achieve in unison, no?
Huh.
I said I could be your eyes. That has not changed. Just as you showed me the way before, let me now be your guide.
Like enemies to lovers, right?
You are right. You can see that which I cannot, indeed. I wanted to live life true to myself, but the answer is still not clear. But perhaps, by working together with you...
Let's search for the answer hand in hand, Cammuravi. With unity between us, nothing can be impossible.
Wait, is that the end of the quest? Oh my gosh, that's the end of the quest. Smoldering Cammuravi, Seraph, rank 20. Silvercoat Ethel, Flash Fencer, rank 20.
So that's the state of affairs.
Man. Okay, let's go. I want to... See, look, we put Ethel in the party now. I'm gonna go back to the city. I just want to see if they have new dialogue there.
Let's walk the path ahead, together.
Man, so Cammuravi and Ethel have, like, the shortest Ascension quest, and I think Gray probably has the shortest Hero quest. I think they're up here. I wasn't expecting that one to be so short. Okay, but that's good. That leaves us a little bit of time to do a little bit of catching up stuff that I want to do before the next stream. So I want to go get all the rest of the Nopon merchants. We're missing 2 right now. Here they are. I'm really very thankful to you all. It wasn't easy for me looking on from the sidelines in my child's body while you did all the work. Besides, it's much more entertaining being able to fight on even footing with Cammuravi now. See, again, just aging you up isn't supposed to just suddenly make you a good fighter. I don't understand. I mean, from a gameplay perspective it makes sense. From a story perspective, I'm not so sure. Ethel and I are prepared, fully prepared to ascend to the final battle. Travis seems perturbed, but he understands that we decide how to use our own lives. I want to offer something back to you and the city, you who have given me place in the world.
So that's the state of affairs.
Okay, we'll put Cammuravi back in. Where is he?
I will fight with you till the last embers of my life.
Okay, so we're missing 2 Nopon caravans. At the beginning of today's episode, we were missing 4, but we found 2 of them along the way. So I know one is here at the inlet camp. Now, we stayed here for the cutscene, and I think there wasn't actually a Nopon trader at the time, or they spawned after the cutscene and I just left and didn't talk to them. So they have a rock for me here. Hello, what friends need? We're helping Shilshil make a register. She wanted some stones too. Oh, that right, have this one. Nice blue stone of Selfifi. Thanks, that's great. Friends meet Agroro already. Agroro very disagreeable. Try not to become enemy of Agroro. Don't get aggro from Agroro. Oh, okay, we'll try, thanks.
We have some new names registered.
Not long ago, Selfifi looked to night sky and see mighty aurora. Sight of which would quieten heart. Friends should try to look at sky sometime.
Best buy only what we've budgeted for.
Oh, you sell ether cylinders, nice. Okay. Something else I want to do on this map is I know there's two rest stops here that I haven't found. There's one around here. I think there's another one somewhere here. So I want to sail the ocean just for a little bit and see where those are, because I want to get at least all the quick travel points.
So that's the state of affairs.
Whoa, got a rare doodah right here.
I also like how the Nopon caravans also have a section on the infinity chart. And it shows you like which Nopons are like friends with each other. Just based on that like the single piece of dialogue they give each other. Also, I don't know why when you click on Nopon caravans, it starts off with Splish Splash. She's the one who summons the rain for Zeon's crops. Oh no, I didn't. Keep doing that. I think there's an event in this fog as well. I can't believe this fog. It's so white, Manana not able to see Wing in front of face. Whoa, did you see that fish just zoom by? This looks dangerous to go through. Anu Shoals found close by here. Riku not want to force ship aground. It better to wait in patience until fog clear. Yeah, I suppose. Oh. Did you see something, Mimi? Just now there was... I must have imagined it. Mio, Senna, take shifts on watch. Whoa. Look. No way, the fog's clearing. What in the world's going on? I don't know where to find the second talk topic for this one is. Because you would expect it to be somewhere here with a question mark. But there's no question marks except for one here. Unless the person here is going to talk about the fog too. Okay. Anyways, we're here to find the camp. Oh god. Turn around, oh my gosh. I'm not sure where the campground is, I just know there's a cluster of islands here. Oh. Airdrop's right here. Oh, where did those soldiers come from? They're so tiny! Wait, I want to go here because look, there's a line here. Oh gosh, I can't drive through these enemies. Must be this island.
Hey, check it out! We can climb up from there.
Oh man, they've really gone and done it now.
Now to ascend.
Oh, hi. Moromoras are so creepy, the way they just hang out on the walls like moths. Even more in like back in Tantal. They're like stingrays, they're like stingray moths. Kinda neat, a lot of the enemies in these games are just mixes of two different animals. But usually more of one than the other. It's almost like the animals they have in Avatar: The Last Airbender. almost all of them are just two different animals mishmashed together somehow. Wait, there's nothing up here. Oh, maybe not. There has to be like a secret or a camp somewhere up here. There's... Oh, here we go. Landmark. This is what I needed. Where does this bring me to? Okay, Taion, don't fall. Oh my god.
Hold tight.
Yeah, I thought it was a campsite, not a landmark, but that's fine. It was just a quick travel point.
Ah, a rare item.
Hey, what's this? It goes to there, and then where does that go?
I think this is how it goes.
And then here and...
Where does that go? Wait, that line just goes straight into that rock. Wait, can I jump from here to that one? What's the point of this? Wait, what's that machine down there? Have I been to this island before? I have not. Okay, let's see what's here. Why are there two cables, and why does that cable just go straight into a rock? Okay, let's keep exploring. I like this.
How to ascend.
Noah, would you mind?
So this goes to that island. That's that fortress that we invaded before. But then where does this go? Oh, does this just go back? Wait, no, that's not where we came from.
I think this is how it goes.
There's so much yet to be explored.
Will it move now?
Like, what's in that cave behind all the level 95 enemies? I want to know. Probably nothing interesting, though.
Hold tight.
I wonder if this is going to end up in, like, something really cool, like a chest or something. Well, there's a chest up there. We haven't been to this island before either. Oh my god, there's more wires? This just leads to more and more places, wow. Oh wait, no, this one just brings us back, right? Yeah, that's the island we started in. Hey Gulkins, don't mind me. Aru, thanks for redeeming the stretch. Yes, let's straighten up your posture and stretch your arms. You at home too. Thank you so much for the reminder. Okay, this will bring me back, right? Don't fall, Taion. Yeah, there's my boat. Why is that one wire just going into the wall, though? It looks like it should bring you back, but it doesn't. Okay, cool. We mapped this random network of cables for no reason. Yeah, I think there's another landmark southeast of here.
Ah, a rare item.
And then we'll go get our last Nopon. Is there something in here? Can't bring my boat in there though. Am I just supposed to swim in here? Actually, can I drive off the world? What happens? Oh, it just doesn't let me. Okay, that answers that question. We had to know. Is there any entrance to this island? Oh, it looks like it's like swimming entrance only. Get in here. Why is it all...
I wonder what's around here.
Okay. Oh, I was gonna get that item, but those guys are orange enemies. That means they'll aggro me regardless and fight me. There's no quick teleport here? I thought there was a landmark here. It's a pretty big area. Is there a landmark here, maybe? Between here and Cascade? I could have sworn there was actually like campsites around here. I'm surprised there isn't one at Triton's colony. Okay, let's connect our map at least. This is kind of weird.
I don't like this fog one bit.
The fact that you can fight enemies in the water too, and there's actually like mini bosses that are just in the water. There. Because your boat can't actually get close enough to the shores to map some of them. Okay, here we go, just a big blob. I could have sworn there's something out here though. It looks like the only thing I can see from here is that reef. Okay. Cool. Okay, Asia region. So there is a Nopon camp up here. Where is it? And we've been to this campsite before, but however, if you recall, we didn't meet Shilshil yet. You meet Shilshil right as you exit Asia. That's why I didn't get the pebble from this person, because we didn't know to collect the pebbles yet. That's why I didn't get this one. And then with this, we should have all the pebbles we need for Shilshil. Oh, info. I recently go to sell food to Agnian soldiers, but there are many more than before, so many that run out of product to sell. Methinks they need large numbers because looking for someone.
Interesting.
We'd like to talk to you. How out of blue, what do you want? We've come on an errand from a Nopon called Shilshil to get some stones. Oh, yes, remember now. Is that time already? Here you go. A red one, huh? Thanks a lot, we appreciate it. It's not a thing. It's good to have limited level of human interaction now and then. Wondering how would happy-go-lucky friendly Nopon like Dum Dum answer? Well, Mimo, take leave now.
We have some new names registered.
Can Colony 9 friends harvest tasty taters now? Yes, they can. They're raising them in the fields. Mimo will be sure to come for din-dins. If tasty enough, we'll even help with spreading word of mouth.
Best buy only what we've budgeted for.
Okay, and then... now we can talk to Shilshil. I wish you could talk to Shilshil and she would tell you, like, who you're missing or who you already got. Because the fact that you can't is kind of annoying.
So that's the state of affairs.
We managed to find everyone, and here are the stones we got. Ah, Shilshil was right to put faith in friends. Very helpful. So what did we even collect these things for? Everyone gave us something different. Ah, that a story. These stones are rock-solid test of intent. Huh? Pun not intended. What is she on about? Ahem, back to topic. A good test for Nopon caravans on how to be friendly with humans. Shell test every so often. Wow, really? Red is keeping distance. Blue is status quo. Yellow is for harmony. This way, Nopon keep good balance of distance with humans. Yet the guy from the castle was just like, oh yeah, pick whatever color you want. I knew it. Those colors did have meanings. Very essential thing for caravans. Okay, but we didn't label which stone was from whom. I guess all you wanted was like the average, right? So what were the results this time? Let Shill see. 6 of red, 6 of yellow, and 7 of blue. That makes sense. No change in situation of human relation. I bet it's like 6, 6, 6, and then the one from the castle can give you one of whichever color you want, because you get to pick it up and choose it. Is that good? Not good, not bad. It only agreement to keep relationship going. At least it means there's no hostility between us. That's something, right? I see. Thank you for help. Please come again. Okay, that was for a quest that spans the entire game. I was expecting, I don't know, a little bit more intrigue at the end.
I see.
Okay, and then now you go back to saying the same thing as usual. Okay, let's go to the hills. Let's go to the rest spot.
Everyone, get some rest.
Gonna save.
Personal hygiene is every soldier's duty.
We'll save.
It's vital to keep a record of events.
And then I just want to do the one discussion topic that we just got. The on high alert. All the other ones, these ones we got from Valdi's place, so we're going to talk about them tomorrow when we do Valdi's quests.
I just wanted to confirm.
So, word on the grapevine has it that Agnes and Kevis patrols are on the rise. Yeah, now that you mention it, they've been all over the place lately. It's conceivable that we act conspicuously, the nation's troops will be placed on higher alert. And destroying Flame Clock seems pretty conspicuous, all things considered. Indeed, I doubt the consuls would overlook such irregularities. So we might expect more vigilance from them, more reinforcements. Right, makes sense I suppose. But releasing colonies from the Flame Clocks can't be all bad. For sure, it gained us the cooperation of their people for one. It's had its benefits, that much is indisputable. So long story short, we've just gotta up the ante, like what our pals are doing. Absolutely, we can't afford to slip up. Okay, that's pretty... Oh, actually, I have so many discussion topics that I have to tab through them. Cool. Oh, we'll save again since I'm gonna forget that I did that.
It's vital to keep a record of events.
Okay, so we did Taion's hero quests, or the heroes associated with him. We did Isurd, Alexandria, and Cammuravi, and Ethel as a side bonus. So next time we're gonna do lances, so that's gonna be Valdi, Fiona, and Triton. And then after that, we just have Senna's left, and then we maybe do one more wrap-up stream if there's still quests we want to do. Like I want to do the Ashira and Teach one, maybe a few others. So we're getting closer to the end. Really, I wasn't expecting Alexandria to have such good interactions with Valdi's stuff, and like closure with Consul Q, because that did strike me as suspicious. His death didn't look like a death. Isurd's was surprisingly chill for him. I like Isurd as a character. His design's a little boring. Cammuravi's was really short, I was surprised, but I'm also surprised that they showed grown-up Ethel in the credits of the game, and you're just supposed to... Like, if you haven't done this quest, you're gonna be like, why is she grown up? Anyways, thank you so much for joining me here on the stream. I really appreciate it. Hope you guys are enjoying the game as well. Let me know what you think. We're gonna check Twitch and see if anyone is live right now. Oh, it looks like Bev's streaming Pokemon Sword and Shield. Maybe she's doing the Soul Link with Drago again. Let's pay her a visit, and otherwise I'll see you guys tomorrow for more Xenoblade 3. Thank you so much, take care, and bye-bye.